Welcome to the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. I'm Presley, and with me is Ken Oda. And we're getting you ready for Game 2 against the Watertown Shamrocks. Tauros took Game 1 last night, which was a pretty epic game, I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
Final score of 5-3. So let's check out the action from last night's game. All right, in that first period right here, we have Davin Nichols. I mean, everyone was kind of looking forward to see what he would do in Watertown. I feel like he's kind of one of those names that always brings the A-game whenever he's here, and, you know, just showing up right away, getting that first goal for the Tauros. This is Davin Nichols.
Well, it came after this one, actually. We're showing the Watertown goal less than a minute into the contest, and then was the Davin Nichols play, a fantastic jump cut around, readily splitting two defenders after a long shift for him, circling the entire zone. There's that jump cut, and then he put it right in the top corner of the net. Shamrocks would come back and score again on a net mouth scramble, and not a lot of help for Lopinen early, as the Shamrocks were able to get to the front of the net and take a 2-1 lead. But Mario Fate tied it up less than 5 minutes left in the first into a wide open net himself. And then in the second, the teams would trade power play goals. First, it was the Tauros' turn to take the lead, and an absolute rocket from a tight angle for Edwards. You'll see Ty James picked up the assist there, putting it across, and then down to Edwards, who from an impossible angle was able to find a spot. But Carter Sproul would get his second of the night to tie the game once again on the back side, jamming it home. Then came the third period. The Tauros would take the lead. It was first a Jochum shorthanded goal, and then it was this one from Vikland, just an absolutely filthy redirect to give the Tauros a 5-3 lead. Late in this one, the Shamrocks, with about a minute 40, would take a penalty. That pretty much killed the game for them, as they had to go shorthanded. The Tauros got to close it out on the power play and really just played keep away that last 2 minutes.
Yes, that was definitely something we did see, is the Tauros playing keep away and, you know, just kind of taking advantage of that lead and also just kind of taking in that win, especially on the road. Those are huge to get. But now let's take a look at, or take our attention back to tonight's game with a look at the updated Noodles numbers brought to you by Noodles & Co. of Minot.
Yeah, Tauros now lead the season series 1-0. You can see Tauros just a touch behind the Shamrocks. Shamrocks still scoring 3.33 goals a game compared to the Tauros 3.17. Tauros giving up almost a full goal less a game than the Shamrocks, though, 3.83 to 4.67. That said, that 3.83 number, probably a number the coaching staff still wants to improve on. Tauros power play remains second in the league, 28.13. The Shamrocks not far behind, 28%. They're fourth. Both teams' PKs struggling as well, both bottom 10, and big difference last night and hopefully tonight, discipline. Shamrocks 113 minutes of penalty time compared to just 96 for the Tauros, so you hope that discipline comes in to be a factor.
Yeah, and let's just go back real quick to the power play. I mean, for two Central Division teams to be second and fourth in the league right now, it just kind of tells you all you need to know about the Central right now and how tough that division is and just how aggressive they are as well.
Yeah, both teams looked really good on the power play. Carter Sproul's power play goal was a function of good puck movement by the Shamrocks. Edwards was good puck movement as well. It went from Ty James at the top to the other point. Down, it was Luca Ori, I believe, who then fed Edwards, and Edwards with an impossible angle shot made it, a power play goal for the Tauros. So a lot of good puck movement. We'll see if that continues. From the Tauros' perspective, you hope some of the other teams in the division's power plays start to drop down in the rankings, because that means the Tauros are killing penalties, right?
Yes, well, now it is time to take a look at our Minotauros Booster Club player to watch. For today's game, I have selected Gabriel Kinney. He is one of the newest faces of the Tauros team. This is going to be his second game with the Tauros. Yesterday was his first game, and I think he's just going to be a great addition. I'm really interested to see how tonight, have that first game out of the way with this new team. Tonight, kind of have some more, you're kind of more comfortable with everyone. You've spent the weekend with him as well, but then just throughout the rest of this season, kind of how he's going to help that Tauros defense.
For sure, and I think an underrated factor about his game is he is that good stay-at-home defenseman. I thought he freed Ty James up a lot more to freewheel a little bit last night, so hopefully we continue to see that. My player to watch tonight, Braden Jochums. I mean, what more can you say? 3 goals over the last 2 games, both game winners, so I think right now, if you're looking at a player to watch right now for the Tauros, it's got to be Braden Jockums.
Yes, I definitely agree. And then that'll bring us to our home key group keys to the game. Ken, what are tonight's keys to the game?
Sure. My first home key group keys to the game would be warming up. Tauros, 12 goals over the last 2 games, 6 goals a game. I don't think that's a sustainable pace, although we sure would love it if it was. But that offense is heating up. I think that was part of the problem early, especially at the showcase, was getting goals scored. Over the last couple games, that hasn't been a problem. Hopefully the Tauros can stay hot. My second home key group key to the game is kill, kill, kill. The Tauros PK continues to struggle, but they killed 3 of 4 last night and scored the game-winning goal shorthanded. So really that special team unit, even though they did give up a power play goal, they scored a shorthanded goal. They played even. If the Tauros penalty kill can at least do that, things will be good. And my third home key group key to the game is to get even. A win tonight would get the Tauros to 3-3-1. So as ugly and frustrating as the start of the season was for Tauros staff and Tauros fans and Toro players, a win tonight and suddenly you don't feel like the sky is falling. You're back to being 500. You're heading down to Aberdeen to take on the first place Wings, which still tastes horrible in my mouth when I have to say that. But you head to first place Aberdeen next weekend with a chance to really make a statement and show that that blip early in the season was just that, a blip.
Right, well, hopefully we do see those keys to the game come out tonight as the Tauros are getting ready to take the ice. But Minotauros fans, it is time to take out your phones and pull up the Tauros mobile app for your chance to win prizes throughout tonight's games. First game up is going to be the 4 Bears over-under. Today's over-unders are total Tauros first period goals. The number is set at half right now. I'm going to take the over on that one.
Yeah, I'm going to take the over as well. Tauros have had a couple of big first periods. Like I said, they're averaging 6 goals a game over the last 2. Until someone shows that they can stop them again, I'm going to take the over there. Total Tauros shots on goal, that's set at 27.5. Last night, I believe, credited with 29. So, I'm going to take the over here as well. I think that offense is continuing to click.
I'm also going to take that over. I think that momentum is beginning to build, and if they can just keep that building, I definitely think they will hit that over tonight. And then finally, total fighting majors called. I know we talked a little bit about this before the pregame show, and the number is at 1.5 right now. I honestly, because of last night's game, I could kind of see, I'm going to take the under just because I think both teams are disciplined right now. I would love to see it go over, though. I really would.
The Tauros had Brady Zugak fight last night. He wasn't interested in fighting. It just got to a point where he had to. I heard him talking to some teammates after the game about how he didn't want to fight. You don't want to lose Brady Zugak for 15 minutes.
Right.
But I think that is sort of a hallmark of the Shamrocks game. They get frustrated, and then they want to fight you. I'm going to take the over on this one. So that's 3 overs for me, 2 overs and an under for you.
Yes.
That'll bring us to the McDonald's Tauros trivia question. A lot of turnover on the roster this year. Ty James had picked up his 25th career point last night with an assist on the power play. How many Tauros in franchise history have had 25 or more career points? Is it 100, 103, 106, or 109? Presley, any guesses?
I'm going to go 103. 103 final answer.
All right. This is one even the team unofficial, I guess probably official, I don't know, historian, had to look up. I didn't know that off the top of my head. So fans, go ahead.
Try and beat Ken.
Yeah,
we'll start a new segment, beat Ken.
See if you can find the answer and get yourself a free lunch from our friends at Dakota Drive McDonald's. And, of course, play those 4 Bears over-unders, a chance to win a stay-and-play package from our friends at 4 Bears Casino and Lodge.
All right, Ken, any final thoughts before we drop the puck tonight?
Really, I go back to that third key of the game, the chance to get even tonight. Tauros lost the home opener, bounced back, and got a shootout loss that doesn't get you back to 500, or 0-1 at that point. Dropped the first 2 of the showcase, finally got the win Saturday night, a win last night, a win tonight. Not only do you turn it into a streak, but like I said, you're now at 500 and you can start worrying about climbing up the standings. As long as you're below 500, you don't really have to worry about the standings. You just got to get back to that 500 mark. If we can tick that box tonight, we can head into Aberdeen with some momentum and hopefully put on a show down in the hub city.
Yes, totally agree. Well, that will do it for the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. We'll send you out for one break, and then when we come back, that puck will be dropping, so stay tuned.
All right, Genty, time to learn the option play.
Come on, Coach. I know how to run the option.
Applebee's new Ultimate Trio. Mix and match 3 apps with 3 sauces, like shrimp, boneless wings, onion rings with sweet chili, blue cheese, and marinara. Or wonton tacos, waffle fries, and riblets with honey mustard, ranch, and honey barbecue. Or brew pub pretzel, mozzarella sticks, and waffles.
Coach, how many combinations are there?
There's over 80,000.
Applebee's new Ultimate Trio. Choose 3 apps and 3 sauces for $14.99. That's eating good in the neighborhood.
A better smile isn't just about how you look, it's about how you feel. At Prestwich Orthodontics, we believe straight teeth lead to more than confidence. They lead to better health, higher quality of life, and a stronger you. From Invisalign to braces, our care is built around improving your life, not just your smile. Because when you feel good, you live better. Start your journey today at mynotbraces.com.
At First Command, our advisors are committed to coaching you towards a financial future worthy of your service. We're dedicated to coaching you from the start of your military career to retirement and beyond, at home or during deployment, for when things get tough and when times are good. Let us show you how we honor what matters most to you. It's time to get started today.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose, a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
I am really passionate about this community.
We're very close-knit. A lot of us are heavily involved with sports, volunteer opportunities. It helps us build bonds within the community.
Yes, I work at Dakota West, but I'm also a member. Whatever I do affects myself and my family. We're all in this together. I think it's important to have that integrity.
The Four Bears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Ackerman Esvold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Esvold, working to enhance your everyday life.
Circle Sanitation is a locally owned family business providing quality waste hauling services since 1980. We provide service to residential and commercial customers, as well as roll-off service for large projects and construction sites. We are dedicated to providing excellent service at competitive prices without deceptive contracts or hidden fees. For more on what Circle Sanitation can do for you, call us or visit circlesanitation.com.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
Hi, I'd like to add my new motorcycle to my insurance policy, please.
Greetings. Is it a moped or unicycle?
No, it's a motorcycle.
Unicycling enhances core body strength.
No, it's a motorcycle. It has 2 wheels, a seat, handlebars.
Does it have rocket boosters?
Can I speak to a live agent?
Impossible. All agents have been neutralized.
At Farmers Union Insurance, technology is important, and so is finding the best options for our clients, person to person. Farmers Union Insurance. Local agents, more options, great rates.
All right, Genty, time to learn the option play.
Come on, Coach. I know how to run the option.
Applebee's new Ultimate Trio. Mix and match 3 apps with 3 sauces, like shrimp, boneless wings, onion rings with sweet chili, blue cheese, and marinara. Or wonton tacos, waffle fries, and riblets with honey mustard, ranch, and honey barbecue. Or brew pub pretzels, mozzarella sticks, and waffles.
How many combinations are there?
There's over 80,000.
Applebee's new Ultimate Trio. Choose 3 apps and 3 sauces for $14.99. That's eating good
I
in
am
the
Melissa
neighborhood.
Mack, and I do collections and loans at Aspire Credit Union.
My name is Amy Rasmussen, and I'm the Member Experience Coordinator at Aspire Credit Union.
I think it's very important to give back to our community to show that we care. I think that we're very good at showing our members we care, and they see us out in the community.
What I like most about working at Aspire Credit Union, it is very family oriented. We feel like one big happy family, and Aspire knows that your family always comes first.
I'll always remember when I first started. I showed up to work and my whole office was decorated in Mexican theme because I was going to be going to Mexico. I remember just being so shocked and like so honored that they did that for me. I just think that's really special that Aspire allows us to develop those relationships with our coworkers.
We do a lot of fun things. We have the best potlucks ever. Kind of brings us together, and everyone just kind of helps each other out.
Aspire to more.
At Northwest Tire, we're part of your community, and we want you to be part of our family. We're about more than tires. We're about superior customer service to keep your vehicles and equipment safely rolling down the road. If you'd like to join a company that truly cares for our customers and employees, come work with us and become part of our growing family. Apply at nwtire.com.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
Before you can respond to a loved one in the midst of an overdose, it's important to know what that looks like. Learn the signs of an overdose at behavioralhealth.nd.gov.
Opioids. Fill with care.
Welcome back inside the Prairie Lakes Ice Arena, which is thankfully on the wall directly across from the press box, so I don't have to worry about forgetting where I am. I'm Ken Oda getting you ready for this one. Tauros and Shamrocks. Tauros wearing the traveling black sweaters. They're working from left to right on your computer screen, smart device, however you are tuned in to the Minotauros network. The Shamrocks eventually control the draw. They try to dump it into the Tauros zone. Tauros take it right back. This is Nichols working with help from Sidorov down low, but the Shamrocks take it away. It's Carter Sproul. Sproul pressured by Sidorov. Puck bounced to the far side. Ramirez pressuring, but the puck moved up ice. Boren over the red, dumps it over the blue. In behind the Toro net, it's picked up by Kenny. Play to the far side. Nichols ahead for Sidorov. Sidorov will chip. Toros will change. Shamrocks will retreat and retrieve. Toros in all black, as I mentioned, from head to toe, red shoulders and sides, cream names and numbers for the men from the Magic City. Shamrocks wearing their home white, green buckets, breezers, and gloves. As the Toros start up ice again, the pass was off the mark for Prima. He'll get to the Karen behind the net. Tries to work it to the front. It doesn't get there. Prima working to keep it free. Godin starts up ice on the near side. Toss across to the far. Missed the intended target. That was Peyton Struck. Toros start up ice once again. Zugek mishandles. It's picked up instead by the Shamrocks. And they'll start out of their own zone. Pass up the near side. Tipped into the Toro end. Russley had thoughts of playing, but stayed in his crease. Gutensberger has trouble behind the net. Gets help, moves it to the near side. Long toss ahead, broken up. Zugek tried to hand to Prima, but it's taken away. And Rito dumps it back into his own zone. Edwards' pressure up the near side forces a Shamrock turnover. Well, the good news, Toro fans, is we've played the first full minute of action, and we're almost 2 full minutes in. And Toros haven't allowed a goal, but we're going to send it down to ice level. We've got Presley Davis. Presley.
Thanks, Ken. I was able to talk with some Tauros fans that are here in Watertown tonight and just wanted to know what's bringing them out. And it was actually a mother and daughter, Jill and Maya. They've been Tauros fans for as long as they can remember. They're originally from Minot, but relocated to Omaha, Nebraska. So the Watertown series is the closest game for them, even though it's still 4 hours. And Maya said her game day rituals, superstitions are that she always has to wear a jersey. And if she were starting tonight, she would want to be on the same line as Ty James. Back to you, Ken.
Thank you, Presley. You see it in our social chats during the broadcast. Just because you leave Minot doesn't mean Minotauros fandom leaves you. Tauros have fans all over the country. Puck to the near side. Edwards and Ori can't chase it down. Comstock chips out to neutral. Puck bouncing. Eventually settled down by the Tauros again. Ori tries to feather it through to Edwards. It doesn't connect. Now they'll dig along the wall. Puck rolled into the Shamrock zone. Bartley looks for Rice. Rice chips it back into the Tauros zone. Rustley out of the net. He'll stop it there. Tauros control. Look to get out of their zone. We'll give you Rustley's numbers on the season. He is 0-1-1, an .890 save percentage and a .384 goals against average. In net for the Shamrocks, a new goaltender, Jake Kavetsky. He makes his first appearance on the season. Shamrocks control in neutral. Swing it across to the far side. Gavin unable to control. It's up for Carter Sproul. Sproul on his backhand tries to cut back across and can't beat Rustley. Shamrocks control at their own blue line. Pushed ahead. Ty James walls a player off and then pins him to the boards. Tauros are able to clear out to neutral again. Shots on goal right now, 1-0 in favor of the Tauros. There's a broken stick laying on the ice. That's creating some havoc. Kenny's back on it. This is up ice for Sidorov. He can't control, and he sends it back into the Tauros zone. Big hit on that near side, almost. It was Struck, who struck the boards instead of the intended Tauros target. Shamrocks trying to hit their way into some positive momentum. Puck to the corner, it's Pikic. He tries the middle of the ice, finds Davin Nichols. Nichols evades pressure and then plays to the far side. Ramirez dumps it in. Looks to pursue. Comstock lost it to Nichols behind the net. Nichols, help from Zugek, who plays to the point. Pikic with a long shot. It hit Ramirez in the back of the leg. They play it back in behind the Shamrock net. Bartley from Comstock, then plays up ice. Carried ahead by Kurasai. Kurasai rolls it down into the Tauros zone. Cat Preem on it first. Plays ahead to the near side. Zugek uses the wall to beat one defender on a nifty flip move, but can't keep possession in the zone. Godin up ice. Shamrocks gain the line. Tauros take over, though. And now Prima looking to dance into the zone. Gets around the defender. Shot from a tight angle. Doesn't go. Or did it? It did. My goodness. Artem Prima pops the water bottle. It went in and out of the net so fast, I wasn't sure it was a goal. The referee signaled goal. Now the officials huddled. We get another look from an impossible angle. Prima put it over the goaltender's shoulder into the back of the net and it right back out. So the Tauros lead 1-0 and play to the far side. Kept in at the point. D to D for the Shamrocks. Long shot through traffic, hits bodies, never connected. Again, at the point. This time, Rice gets hit hard by Fate. Follow-up try blocked, and the Tauros will be short-handed. They're going to take Fate for that hard hit. Several fans checking in on socials. We got the Kowitzes. We've got Presley Davis's family from Papacitos in Texas. Mackenzie Lalonde. Evan Epstein, former broadcast intern, checking in from Madison. Lucas Smeestead. The Longs are in Colorado. Kim Nelson, Kayla Dosh, and the Thiels watching from home. The Okasons are at home. Tanya Shaw-Canaro on NATV in Richardson. Charles Wilburn on NATV. Aaron Bliven. Claire Zernhardt. Josh Dolly and the Couts are watching. Tauros to the kill. We mentioned Tauros kill struggles early in the season, but they killed 3 of 4 last night and get a clear here. A minute 40 left on the man advantage as Sproul tries to gain the line. Now we'll drop it back to Comstock. Comstock to the half wall. Down to Sproul, turning play. Jam loose in front and over the top. Hungry Hippo style is Russley. Palindrome on the clock. 13:31 left to play here in period number 1. Tauros lead the Shamrocks by a score of 1-0. So we get another look at Russley getting over the top. Seversons are aboard as well. Tauros get this off the draw and send it 200 feet. Minute 17 on the kill for the Tauros. Jockham's pressuring. He had the shorthanded goal yesterday. On a breakaway from center ice. Ori pressuring, takes it away. Ori. I'm sorry, that's Zugek, 25, not 15. Into the corner they go. That's a blind spot for us underneath that mezzanine on the near side. This is Sproul, dogged by Zugek. Now he'll send it up ice for Comstock. Shamrocks into the zone. Still 39 seconds left on the Papa John's PK for the Tauros. Up top to the point and Boren. Boren plays the middle of the ice. No one there. Tauros send it. This is Ramirez. Dane Ramirez got pulled up. Still managed to take it away. Ramirez goes to the near side. It's Nichols. Nichols walled off by Comstock. 13 seconds left on the Papa John's PK as it's dumped in by Chung. Around to the near side. Good hack. By Solominski to get the clear. Tauros come full strength as Russley gloves an easy one. And with 12:02 left to go in period number 1, we'll send it back down to Presley Davis.
Thanks, Ken. I was able to speak with head coach Tyler Ebner before today's game. I just wanted to know what's the biggest key to tonight's game. I know you have your keys to the game, Ken, but I wanted to know Coach Ebbs. And his was work without the puck. Get your heads up and identify in the D zone and get into your man. And then he also said something he wants to see improve tonight is to do a better job at both ends of the ice in front of the nets. So we'll hopefully see that throughout this period as well as the next 2. Back to you, Ken.
Thank you, Presley. Tauros lead 1-0. On Prima's 4th of the season. Draw to the right of Russley. Tauros control. Quickly pressing play out to neutral. It's Ori. Ori taken down hard along the wall. Continues to dig. Edwards getting worked over by Chung. Wins the battle though. Edwards keeping it away from 3 or 4 Shamrocks on that one. Gutensberger keeps it at the near point. Fate gives to Edwards. Edwards holds, carries along the blue line, throws one towards the front, loose puck, shot, what a save! by Kavetsky. It looked like Ori had the whole top of the net. Fate was there too, digging on the doorstep, and Kavetsky, who was on his stomach, managed to get high enough to keep that puck out of the net. Good stick there by Preem, breaks up that rush, but support comes. Tauros bank this to the blue line. Gavin comes across for Wilcox. Dumped back into the Tauros zone. Getting chopped down was Lindsay. Tauros push this ahead. Not out. Near side, getting the line is Lindsay. Lindsay in, tried to center. He had Jockham's crashing the net. It didn't connect. Habla couldn't poke it free in neutral. Carried ahead instead by Fask. Fask rings it to the far side. Pushed up ice by Ty James. James fires one over the net from just outside the zone. And it gets punched back out to neutral. It'll roll down to the Tauros zone. Ty James wins the race to it, as you'd expect. The fleet of foot defenseman. Where's number 2, reminiscent of the quick skating Duncan Keith. Long shot kicked away, rebound. Gathered up by Nichols. Ahead. This is Ramirez. Can't fight through. Bartley poked it free. 9.5 to play here in period number 1, as that ends up in Russley's glove, and the Tauros still lead. Now we've got more pushing and shoving. Solominski in the corner. We talked about the Shamrocks' frustration. It's been their MO for now a season and 6 games. Here's another look at that save by Kavetsky. So now we have a discussion with the officials. They're going to put this draw in. What's the delay here? Now they'll line everyone up and we can start play again. We've got some more fans checking in. Carbos and McLeods, the Thompsons from Destin, Florida. Laurel and Jamie Hyatt from Fort Hyatt. The Lawrences are in Minot. The Coreys are in Glenburn. Keegan is along with the Solominskis. Zugek walks out of the corner. Throws one on net. Blocker save. Rebound to the far side. Kenny plays it down behind the net. It'll ring all the way to the near side. Half touched back to the point in Ty James. Long shot. Tip goes up and over. And then it'll check up on the back of the net. Shamrocks work it free, which a nice feed from Vikland. Now dumped down low. Prima lets it roll to Vikland. Vikland trying to come out from behind. He had Zugek going to the front, but couldn't settle it down for a pass. Zugek now helps out. Zugek met there, pinned along the wall. Puck poked free, eventually gathered up by Chung. Puck jammed ahead towards the Tauros zone. Kenny gets there first. Tries to play up the near wall. He actually fanned on it, but then skates it out of trouble. Now, Prima hands off to Kenny. Shot goes up and over. A heavy shot on the rush for the Tauros' new defenseman. Touched up ice, Patella. Patella tries a shot off the pipe and then to the near side wall. It got through Russley, but not through the iron. Tauros dump it in. Kavetsky touches it in behind the net. Comstock moves it to the far side. It's deflected, and now it'll come to the near side corner. Edwards punched in the face by Bartley as they got to the wall, and Bartley comes away with the puck. Bartley short of center when he dumped it. They wave off icing for some reason. And we'll play on. Edwards has trouble with Rice. Eventually, Rice comes away with it. Plays up top. Long shot. Sails wide to the right. Edwards settles it down. Touches ahead for Fate. Fate dances through one, but can't beat the second Shamrock. Now Ori trying to fight that free. Bouncing puck to the Toro blue line. Solominski settles it down, doing well to keep it away from a Shamrock, but eventually Rice able to free it up. Toro gets dumped in front of the net. It's Dawson. Loose puck in front, eventually poked to the corner. Kept at the point by Rice. Swings it across the blue line to Gavin. Gavin looks to the near corner. And behind the net it goes. Fask. Fask trying to come out from behind. Gets help from Rice. Rice centers to no one in particular. It goes all the way to the far wall. Can the Toros take over there? Dane Ramirez jams it up the boards. Fate gains the red line. Dumps it deep. Kavetsky out of his net. Plays to the near side corner. Pressure from the Toros coming. Gavin keeps it away by playing to the far side, and then the Shamrocks punt. That pass ahead tipped up and out of play right by Shay Gavin's parents. Of course, I know that because Shay's older brother Grayson was a Toro. Grayson played for the Toros back in 15-16 and 16-17 for 10 games before he was traded to Fairbanks. Uh-oh, we've got some family drama. Speaking of families, we had Presley Davis's parents check in from Papacitos in Texas. Presley not happy that her parents would eat there without her. Yeah, I can see you're laughing down there, Presley.
No, I am not happy about that at all. I was so shocked when you said that.
See, but Presley, it's not fair for you to expect them to go 9 months without eating down there.
I think that's perfectly fair, honestly.
Toros control behind their own net, turn it over, and eventually clean up the mess. This is Jockums. Jockums will chip and chase. Ramirez tries to free it up, but Sproul finds the handle. He'll go the other way. Sproul up ice. Fed it for Podine. Podine had the other goal for the Shamrocks last night that wasn't scored by Sproul. Toros take over in their own zone. This is carried ahead by Sidorov. Sidorov taken into the corner by Borin, who then got hit hard by Ramirez, but the puck is up ice. Sproul gains the line, looks to the middle. He missed his intended target, Bartley, and the Toros jam it out to neutral. Comstock takes over at his own blue line, banks up ice for Sproul, but a good stick by Preem, who then got tripped on his way up the ice. Shot save made by Kavetsky. That may be the loudest I've ever heard Tyler Ebner yell. As that puck ends up in Kavetsky's net, he wanted that call bad. The Meckleys are aboard, and the Brits as well, back in Minot. It's a good thing I didn't tell my parents they couldn't go to some restaurants while I was in Minot, because I'm going on year 14 here. Draw to the right of Kavetsky. Zugek wins it back. Help from Vicklin. Turnaround shot. Doesn't go. Zugek's the first to the rebound. Jams it deep. Toros after it there. But Shamrocks play it to the far side. It was Chung. He has struck up ice. Quick shot save made by Russley. No rebound given. 4:39 left to go here in period number 1. Shots on goal, 8-4 in favor of the Shamrocks. But it's the Tauros who lead 1-0. Draw to the left of Russley. This is ahead for Prima. Prima stick handle at the line, puts Solominski in offside. So the draw in neutral. Eventually controlled by Gavin and the Shamrocks. Wilcox ahead. Dumped in instead on the near side. It rolls on net for a cover by Russley. I mentioned this is Kvetsky's first appearance for the Shamrocks this season. Played 11 games with the Springfield Junior Blues last year, an .885 save percentage, .361 goals against average. He then went to the NCDC and the Jersey Hitmen, where he posted a .919 save percentage and .265 goals against average. Similarly, Devin Russley started the year in the NAHL last year with the Austin Bruins. We do have time to cover it as the Tauros are offside at the line once again. Russley's career went the other way last year. Started in the NAHL, 6 games for the Austin Bruins, a .164 goals against average on a .937 save percentage, including 1 shutout and a 4-1-1 record. That earned him a call up to the Cedar Rapid Rough Riders of the USHL, an .876 save percentage and a .310 goals against average in a 12 appearances there, a 5-6-1 record for Cedar before being drafted by the Tauros this summer. Tauros start up the far side. Collision in front of the bench is Ori taken down hard by Bartley. Puck dumped in by Patella. No, it hit a leg and then bounced back out and led to an offside play. Here's another look at that hit. Looking at Russley's numbers from last year, a 19 save effort against the Mallards. Saw 20 shots in that one. Took a tough luck shootout loss, 26 of 28 against the Bobcats in February. I'm sorry, November 2nd. They've got the dates the other way. He shut out the Shamrocks in this building last year on October 26th. So just under a year ago, stopping all 28 he saw. Big collision on that near wall. Only one, and I hesitate to even call it a bad start, but one tough start against the Mallards, a game he still won 6-4. He allowed 4 on 35. Otherwise, every other appearance, Russley allowed 1 or 2 goals at most. Penalty coming, so the Tauros will go to the First Western Bank and Trust power play. They'll choose to put the draw to the left of Kvetsky. Zugek, Ori, Fates, Edwards, and Ty James. Sproul hacks the draw the distance, and the Toros will have to retreat and retrieve. Toros failed to gain the line. The puck was on the blue line. He's allowed to pick it up. Tough call by the linesman, puts the Toros offside, and we'll have to have another draw. There's a look. Toros' second-ranked power play, 25th-ranked PK for the Shamrocks. Toros control, dump it in. Gavin back on it. Good pressure from the Toros, takes it away. They work to the near corner. Zugek spins off pressure, sets it up top for Ori. Ori back to Zugek. Zugek drops to Edwards. Edwards back to Zugek, who fanned on the one-timer. He had Kvetsky leaving his post off the feed, was trying to put it there. He just missed on the shot. Ty James drops it back for Ori. Ori ahead. Edwards into the zone. Edwards tried to play it to the far side. It didn't connect, and the Toros will retreat and retrieve once again. Toros will finish the change that started on the last clear. 45 seconds left on the power play. Near side, Vikland ahead. Sidorov gains the zone, only to have the puck hacked back out. And Rito hits the brakes. They'll play some keep away, but Jockums takes it away. Jockums in, look to feed it for Sidorov. That was a beautiful feed. Just a good defensive play to get a stick on it. Vikland back to the point. Pikic comes near point. Prima to the middle, doesn't connect. Final minute of play in period number 1. Brought to you by our friends at Northern Plains Equipment as the Shamrocks get the clear. Just 12 seconds left on the first Western Bank & Trust power play for the Toros. 48 seconds left to go in the period. Near side, Vikland pokes it into the zone, but no one there for the Toros. Shamrocks come full strength. Casey Curley unhappy with a broken stick, and Carter Sproul ties it with 29 seconds left. His third of the weekend. Here's another look. On the rush. Draw back at center. 29 ticks left to talk here in the first. Gavin plays across, gets it right back. Fourth of the year for Sproul. Final 10 seconds of the period as they dig in the corner of the Toros zone. Toros take it away, just 3 seconds. The dump in hits the linesman, and then Ori taken to the corner. And the horn sounds to end the period. As we get another look at that goal by the Shamrocks to tie it late. So, eventually we'll send it down to Presley here in a moment. With, I believe, Ty James. While we wait, Dane Stagg asks, out of all the road games, which is the best environment, hotels, and places for the team to eat? I'll be honest, I don't eat with the team. I'm a prima donna like that. I go find my own food. But I believe Presley is ready, so we're going to send it down to ice level. She's got Ty James.
Thanks, Ken. I'm joined here with Ty James. Now, Ty, we talked to a fan before the game, and they said if they were starting tonight, they would put you on their line. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel good, obviously. I don't know. Nothing else better than that, I guess.
Yeah, I definitely would say you're probably a fan favorite. I mean, home games, you have signs of your faces all around. And what emotions go through that whenever we are at the home games?
It's awesome to be in that environment, and it's awesome to see a lot of faces that I see every day there, and I'm just glad we get the support that we do.
And then what is the chemistry like right now on your line in particular, going back to lines and back to reality? So what is the chemistry like tonight?
It's good. We just got to win the net front battles, obviously, in our zone, and we got to get pucks deep in their zone and get to the net.
All right, thanks, Ty. Back to you, Ken.
Thank you, Presley. That was Presley Davis with Ty James. I'll just finish that thought on best environment. I'll be honest, this building down here has got a pretty good environment. I think it would be a lot harder to play, and if or when the Shamrocks become a more competitive team. They're 1-5 on the season. They struggled last year missing the playoffs. But if this team is good, this will be a very difficult environment. And as a broadcaster, not only is it a difficult environment because I'm calling it out of the corner, but as a bit of a chubby kid, they've got this amazing pizza place here that smells fantastic. They cook them right underneath the press, or right across from the press box. It is incredibly distracting. But that'll send us out to break. When we come back, we'll have the Forbes Casino Lodge intermission report after these messages on the Minotauros Network.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Ackerman Esvold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Esvold, working to enhance your everyday life.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Find your plan today. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue, carry on.
Hey Minotauros fans, welcome to Caves, your home ice advantage for home technology, home convenience, and home entertainment. From game day on the big screens, to smart home upgrades, to keeping your house secure, plus car audio and a huge selection of game room gear and accessories, our team sets you up with a winning game plan. Stop by Caves in Minot or visit us at cavesnd.com. With Caves, you will always be in the game. Go Minotauros.
If you're taking a prescription opioid, please don't drink. Mixing alcohol or another drug increases your risk of overdose. Know how to be safe at behavioralhealth.nd.gov.
Opioids. Fill with care.
If RPMs raise your BPMs, if the open road is an open invitation, then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Go windows down. Go volume up. Go in. Go out. Go off. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Oops, had us muted there. We are here with your end of first intermission. Ken, how'd you feel like that first period went? I think we're going to get some highlights queued up, possibly.
Yeah, I think a tough start for the Tauros. They did score first. A beautiful goal by Prima that we'll see right here. Just a great individual effort. Beats his man with speed down the wall, cuts to the front of the net. As you'll see here, he just goes wide, right around the defender, cuts to the net, and his shot goes over the shoulder, under the crossbar, hits the water bottle, and pops out. And that made it 1-0 Toros, and that score held until the final minute of the period, despite the Toros getting outshot 11-4. But Carter Sproul shows how dangerous he is on the rush. A good job by Sproul to cut back to the middle of the ice. He used the Toros defender and his teammate as a screen. Hard shot for Rusley to see. Next thing you know, it's a tie game.
Yeah, I missed that first goal, but the crowd was not cheering for us, but definitely I say a very impressive goal. To recap, we're going to go over your keys to the game and see how you're feeling about them.
Yeah.
The first one you had was warming up. How do you feel about that?
I think overall the Toros, they did strike first. They have looked dangerous in the offensive zone despite only 4 shots. They've put a lot up off the glass. I don't think the shot total is indicative of a period that the Toros were significantly outplayed. I think the Toros' accuracy on their shots just hasn't been there tonight. That said, you do still give up a goal in the last minute of the period. That allows the Shamrocks to tie it. It reawakens this crowd that, as you mentioned, was kind of quiet after the Toros scored.
Yeah, I'd say so. Quieter first period for sure. They have their whiteout going today, which I'm actually kind of liking, I have to say. Might have to try that at home one time. What about kill for the penalty kill?
Toros' penalty kill goes 1 for 1 and also had a couple of shorthanded chances that they didn't convert, but I think the penalty kills looked good as well.
I would say the same thing. I know you and I have talked about the one thing we need to stop was just that letting them get that first goal in. We've been struggling with that a couple times in the season, and I think, starting off with that and then also coming off with the first goal was definitely an improvement for us. Then your last one was getting even. How are you feeling, obviously going into Aberdeen next weekend?
Yeah, for sure. Right now the Toros are even with the Shamrocks 1-1. I'd like to see the Toros get through this one, get a lead again here fairly early in the second period, and play with the lead a little bit more. You and Presley were downstairs when the Toros were doing their film session today. I was down there for a little bit as well, and I'll be honest, I agree with Tyler Ebner. The Toros got the win yesterday, but he wasn't very happy with what he was seeing on film from the guys. Of course, a lot of new players still learning this system, trying to learn it, get comfortable in it, and be able to play without thinking about it. And that's not something that's going to come in the first weeks or month of the season. That takes a little bit of time, still some breakdowns, but I thought even though the Toros gave up 11 shots in that first period, very few of them were dangerous. I think the Toros did a better job getting back on pucks that were dumped in the zone. I think overall, the Toros have a good chance of getting out of here with the win and being even going to Aberdeen.
I would say the same thing. We saw that film going on in the lobby. It felt like a classroom, I was back in high school watching the way, Coach Ebner walks the boys through, and I felt like there was some good questions being asked, and they're doing what they need to do and learning for sure from their mistakes. I think we're going to send it out to a quick break, and then we'll be back with the out-of-town scores.
The Four Bears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Ackerman Esvold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Esvold, working to enhance your everyday life.
Circle Sanitation is a locally owned family business providing quality waste hauling services since 1980. We provide service to residential and commercial customers, as well as roll-off service for large projects and construction sites. We are dedicated to providing excellent service at competitive prices without deceptive contracts or hidden fees. For more on what Circle Sanitation can do for you, call us or visit circlesanitation.com.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
Hi, I'd like to add my new motorcycle to my insurance policy, please.
Greetings. Is it a moped or unicycle?
No, it's a motorcycle.
Unicycling enhances core body strength.
No, it's a motorcycle. It has 2 wheels, a seat, handlebars.
Does it have rocket boosters?
Can I speak to a live agent?
Impossible. All agents have been neutralized.
At Farmers Union Insurance, technology is important, and so is finding the best options for our clients, person to person. Farmers Union Insurance. Local agents, more options, great rates.
All right, Genty, time to learn the option play.
Come on, Coach. I know how to run the option.
Applebee's new Ultimate Trio. Mix and match 3 apps with 3 sauces, like shrimp, boneless wings, onion rings with sweet chili, blue cheese, and marinara. Or wonton tacos, waffle fries, and riblets with honey mustard, ranch, and honey barbecue. Or brew pub pretzels, mozzarella sticks, and waffles.
How many combinations are there?
There's over 80,000.
Applebee's new Ultimate Trio. Choose 3 apps and 3 sauces for $14.99. That's eating good in the neighborhood.
And we are back to jump in with some of those out-of-town scores we have playing at the Mason Arena tonight. Austin Bruins versus the North Iowa Bulls, and the Bruins are pulling off 3-1 right now. Pretty impressive, I would say. At the Forest Lake Center, we have the Bismarck Bobcats against the Minnesota Mallards. Looks like there's no
Actually, I was able to check socials. Bismarck up 1-0 after 1. Shots 16-15 in favor of Bismarck as well, so I don't know what that says about the Bobcats. We know the Mallards have struggled all year, and that's a pretty close game there.
Then we have St. Cloud Norseman versus Aberdeen tied at 1-1. Obviously, we're going to be heading to Aberdeen next weekend, so hopefully they'll, drop it going into the next period for them. Ken, how are you feeling going into our second period?
Yeah, I think the Toros are in a good position. The shot totals are ugly, but again, I addressed that last segment, right? Toros are getting shot opportunities, offensive zone time, missing the net a lot. I think the biggest thing as well will be, like the players were saying, is get some sustained pressure, get pucks deep, and then get those rebounds. There were a few rebounds that were loose that the Toros just couldn't get to before the Shamrocks got them. So I'd like to see the Toros be a little bit heavier in front of the net in the offensive zone. But the other big thing, 11 shots allowed. I don't know, you don't want to give up more than 30 in a game ideally, so you'd like to see the Toros clean that up a little bit. But a lot of those shots did come on the one power play opportunity. I don't have the exact number, but I feel like a good 5 or 6 of them did, which would be
I would say the same
about
thing.
half. So, if you can stay out of the penalty box, stay disciplined like you did last night, things will be better overall for the Toros.
Yep, obviously we're wishing them the best of luck going into the second. I think we're going to send it out to one more break, and we'll see you guys back here.
All right, Genty, time to learn the option play.
Come on, Coach. I know how to run the option.
Applebee's new Ultimate Trio. Mix and match 3 apps with 3 sauces, like shrimp, boneless wings, onion rings with sweet chili, blue cheese, and marinara. Or wonton tacos, waffle fries, and riblets with honey mustard, ranch, and honey barbecue. Or brew pub pretzels, mozzarella sticks, and waffles.
Coach, how many combinations are there?
There's over 80,000.
Applebee's new Ultimate Trio. Choose 3 apps and 3 sauces for $14.99. That's eating good in the neighborhood.
A better smile isn't just about how you look, it's about how you feel. At Prestwich Orthodontics, we believe straight teeth lead to more than confidence. They lead to better health, higher quality of life, and a stronger you. From Invisalign to braces, our care is built around improving your life, not just your smile. Because when you feel good, you live better. Start your journey today at mynotbraces.com.
At First Command, our advisors are committed to coaching you towards a financial future worthy of your service. We're dedicated to coaching you from the start of your military career to retirement and beyond, at home or during deployment, for when things get tough and when times are good. Let us show you how we honor what matters most to you. It's time to get started today.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
I am really passionate about this community. We're very close-knit. A lot of us are heavily involved with sports, volunteer opportunities. It helps us build bonds within the community.
Yes, I work at Dakota West, but I'm also a member. Whatever I do affects myself and my family. We're all in this together. I think it's important to have that integrity.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Ackerman Esvold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Esvold, working to enhance your everyday life.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Find your plan today. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue, carry on.
Hey Minotauros fans, welcome to Caves, your home ice advantage for home technology, home convenience, and home entertainment. From game day on the big screens, to smart home upgrades, to keeping your house secure, plus car audio and a huge selection of game room gear and accessories, our team sets you up with a winning game plan. Stop by Caves in Minot or visit us at cavesnd.com. With Caves, you will always be in the game. Go Minotauros.
If you're taking a prescription opioid, please don't drink. Mixing alcohol or another drug increases your risk of overdose. Know how to be safe at behavioralhealth.nd.gov.
Opioids. Fill with care.
If RPMs raise your BPMs, if the open road is an open invitation, then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Go windows down. Go volume up. Go in. Go out. Go off. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Welcome back inside the Prairie Lakes Ice Arena. Tauros and Shamrocks tied at 1 aside as we get ready to start period number 2. Tauros now working from right to left on your computer screen or smart device, however you are tuned into the Minotauros network. More fans checking in. Billet Ray's back in Minot. Kim Bartels in Colorado Springs. Braden Tews down in Dickinson. Rhonda Kemet is aboard. The Viklunds are watching in Sweden. I have no idea what time it is there, but I guarantee it's a much less convenient time to watch a game than it is here. And Michael Coffin is aboard, says, "Let's go, boys." Draw it back at center to start the period. Dumped in. They battle in the near corner. Sproul working, looking in front, no one there. Jammed to the far side. Shamrocks still control. Podine plays up top. Comstock dumps it down low. Sproul and and Kenny fall down in the net. Knocked free. 19:22 to go here in period 2. Tauros and Shamrocks even at aces. It is 2:55 in the morning in Sweden. So we get another look at that net front battle. Yes, a much less convenient time. Although I will say I'm usually still up at that hour. So there's a shot kicked away by Russley. But I am, of course, a crazy person, so you don't want to do what I'm doing. 19:11 left to go here in period number 2. Another look at that shot. Fought off by Russley. Draw will be to the left of Russley. Zugek and Kurasai on the draw. Tauros control but fail to clear. Now they'll have to chase back into the near corner. So Leminski reverses it back to the near side. Zugek can't clear. They've got a man going in front. Russley breaks up the pass. Zugek hands up ice. Lindsay finds Viklund into the zone. Viklund working to free it up on that far side, and then Zugek banks back to the point and didn't get the carom he wanted to Solominski. Pikic looking up ice. They put the arm up as Prima failed to touch. And it goes for an icing. Icing's brought to you by our friends at Minot's Finest Collision Center. So, 18:33 left to go here in the second period. Tauros still sitting on just 4 shots on goal. That wasn't indicative of their play in the first. It's definitely been indicative of their play here early in the second. Is Pitola and Solominski joust after the whistle. Pitola wearing a cage, so there's not much Solominski can do there. $18:26 left to go here in period 2. Draw to Russley's right. Fate and Patella again. And somehow it flips up and out of play as they were each trying to win the draw back to their teammates. Aberdeen has now taken a 2-1 lead. Shot kicked away by Russley as they hit the first break in Aberdeen. They dig along the near side. Edwards there for the Tauros. Dawson pokes it ahead. Edwards finally able to clear for the Tauros. Gains the red line and rolls it deep. Ori after it. Didn't get there first, however. Puck moved along the far wall, and now it'll get all the way down the ice. That starts Enrito ahead. And Rito looks to work a cycle. No one there, though. So Gutensberger finds it and plays to Ori. Ori just got kneed. Meanwhile, Edwards starts up ice. That was a dangerous knee that Ori took. He seems fine, didn't go to the bench, but everyone else on the Toro bench was yelling for the official. This is Ty James. Leaves it behind the net. Kenny banks to the near side. Fate finds Ori. Ori pokes it into the zone, but went for a change instead of chasing it down. Up the near side comes Orbochata. Banks to the near. Shea Gavin pinching down. This is Edwards. Edwards feeds Habla. Habla into the zone. Tries a shot. It's in! Habla somehow sneaks one through, and the Toros, on their 5th shot of the game, first of the period, take a 2-1 lead. So we get another look. How did that get through for Habla? Even in the slow-mo, can't see how exactly that got through, but either way, Toros lead. Dumped back into the Toro zone. Sproul couldn't chase it down. Solominski has it behind the net. Leaves far side. Vikland couldn't clear. Picked up instead by Pikic. He'll ring to the near side. Solominski looks across for Vikland. He gets lit up by Carter Sproul, who then gives him another cross check as well. Shot. That goes off the outside of the cage and then in behind. Vikland being held up in the corner. Puck rolls out to neutral. Pikic dumps it right back in. Vikland gets some revenge as he delivered a hit in the corner. Different player, but still felt good, I'm sure. This is Sidorov, puts it in front. Quick shot soaked up by Kavetsky. We'll send it down to ice level for an update from Presley.
Thanks, Ken. I was able to speak with assistant coach Mike Meredith during that intermission, and I wanted to know where do they see areas of improvement in this game so far? And he said that they've been better in the neutral zone, and they are not having neutral zone turnovers, and then what positive they can build on going forward. And he said that he's really impressed with kind of how they're sorting out the D zone right now. And so, last night wasn't the best defensive game for them, but he's really happy with how the first period turned out defensively. Back to you, Ken.
Thank you, Presley. Toros are going to be shorthanded. Sidorov called for something, I believe, after the whistle. So the Toros back to the kill for the second time this evening. Sproul heads down to the goal line. 2 jams don't go for Boren. Rusley kept them both out. And now Nichols will start up ice. Nichols lost the handle. Ramirez will just send it deep. Shamrocks starting up ice. They drop it back to the charging Sproul. Sproul gets the goal line, hits the brakes right beneath us. Looks up top. Comstock tries the far side. Bartley, not Boren. Back to Bartley. Bartley drops to Podine at the goal line, tries to spin it across blindly, and Rusley deflects the pass. And now the Toros have a 2-on-1 shorthanded. Ramirez gains the line. And then both Toros on the attack get tackled. Which penalty will they call? Why not call them both? Make it a 4-on-3. Looks like they'll just take one. And Bartley palms to the sky like, what did I do? Well, in general, you're not allowed to tackle someone, especially when they don't have the puck. As you get another look So now we go 4 aside, some 4-on-4 play for 108, and then the Tauros will have 52 seconds of power play time. Tauros now 2 for 2 on the Papa John's PK. Shamrocks still control. They'll play some 4 corners. Exchange on that far side half wall. Zugek takes it away with help from Prima. Prima lost his stick. He's able to regather. This is Pikic. Pikic wide into the zone. Gets Patella to fall down, but can't take advantage. Shamrocks take it away on that far side. No, Zugek takes it back. Shot kicked away by Kavetsky. Solominski finds it. Solominski tried to bank it off the goaltender from behind the net. It didn't work. Now it's a 2-on-1. Pikic, the lone defender, back. Shot blocker save. Rebound picked up by Solominski. Now it's the Tauros' turn to go. That was incredibly close to too many men. A player jumped off the Shamrock bench, interrupting the Toro rush. As they fire one on net, Russley will cover. Should have been too many men. It was Enrito who jumped off the bench without anyone coming in and prevented an odd man rush for the Tauros. Defensive zone draw. Tauros still on the power play for 48 more seconds. Tauros control. Failed to gain the line. But this is Dawson who does. Dawson punches it to the corner, looks to leave it for Habla, who scored the go-ahead goal moments ago. But Shamrocks take it away again. 25 seconds left on the First Western Bank & Trust power play, but the play is going the wrong way. Shamrocks still have it. Feathered in front. One-timer goes wide. Second try, that missed the net as well. And then as Russley tried to get over, he kicked his net off. We'll send it down. No, we already. Okay. At the media timeout, we're going back down to Presley. Sorry, press. Word of advice for all you aspiring broadcasters: don't text and broadcast. You'll get distracted. This is Ramirez. Not a fun text. I'm texting with the other broadcasters around the division. There's been some technology issues with the league scoreboard page, so we're updating each other on scores in case the page goes down again. As there's a shot that doesn't go. I was letting everyone around the division know that the Tauros were now ahead 2-1. And we hit the media timeout, so we will send it down to Presley Davis for real this time. Presley, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Ken. You had me scared there for a second. I whipped around. I had the chance to speak with Todd and Karen Gavin, who actually, their son Shay plays on the Shamrocks, but their son Grayson was a Minotauro, and I know you talked about that earlier. And they just had great things to say about Minot, the community, the memories they made there. And then Karen did tell me, or Karen, I'm sorry, she did tell me that the years have flown by because whenever Grayson was in Minot, Shay was only 8 years old, so time definitely does fly. And they did want to give a shout out to their sons Shay and Grayson. And Grayson, if you're watching. Then also they wanted to shout out Grayson's billets from then, Mark and Lindsay Anderson. They were just so welcoming and they were so thankful to have them. Back to you, Ken.
Thank you, Presley. Yeah, I got a chance to catch up with the Gavins before the game. They said their son Shay learned what a palindrome is from while his older brother was playing in Minot. They were, of course, watching games back home. Draw to the left of Kavetsky. Toros control, quick shot, that goes wide. Rebound to the near side wall. Kenny keeps it and then throws it deep. Vicklin can't stop, Zugek does. Zugek bumped off the puck, however, and the Shamrocks will look to counter. And an offside play with a stick handle at the line by Podine. Put his mates in early. John Kowitz says, Ken distracted? Never. I sense the sarcasm. And Bodo Deerer asked who scored for the Toros tonight. It would be Prima had the first one, Habla had the second. Shot fought off by Russley. Far side, Ty James poking at it. Can't control. Toros will ring it to the near side. Shot from the point blocked. It'll come to the near side. Prima just plays it out to neutral to relieve the pressure for a moment, but the Shamrocks dump it right back in. Quick up, doesn't get through to Prima. Now a shot save made. Rebound off the outside of the cage. Ty James takes it into the corner. Shamrocks take it back, however. Struck up near the blue line. Plays across, long shot blocked out front by Ty James. Kurasai was battling with James. Kenny has it underneath him. Eventually dug out. Centering feed blocked. Now it goes up to the point, kicked away by Russley. Vicklin finds it, but his pass for Prima picked off. Shot blocked, puck caroms. Kurasai keeps it in the zone, plays it down to the corner, touched up and out of play. Good stick by Ty James, deflects that pass, and more importantly, deflects it up and out of play for a whistle. 660 seconds left to go here in period number 2. Toros getting outshot 23-8. But lead 2-1. John Kowitz says, I am the busiest person on Toros game nights, and that's just simply not true. That would normally be Kobe Brault. Of course, he is not here tonight. Tending to family in Janesville. And no doubt reveling in the Brewers blasting the Cubs. This is Russley with a glove save. The draw will be to Russley's right once again. Toros have already surrendered 24 shots on goal. They've managed just 8 themselves. And as good as it looked in the first period, despite the shot totals, it's looked that bad here in period number 2. The lone bright spot, though, the Toros, Habla, was able to get the Toros the lead. Speaking of Habla, he gains the line, then gets help from Lindsay. Puck rung around to the far corner. Jockems plays the body, tries to poke it free. Pikic pinches down and helps out. We got a delayed call. It's going to be an offensive zone penalty, and the Toros a slash. And they're taking Lindsay. Just about halfway through this one. 10:07 to go here in period number 2. We get another look at that battle in the corner. Shamrocks 0 for 2 on the power play. Nichols hands to Ramirez. Right back to Nichols on that far wall. Toros gain the line. It's poked away. Ramirez tried to one-hand it towards the net. He did, and Nichols couldn't get there to get to the rebound before Kvetsky was over the top. Ramirez was taken down in the corner on the rush. Ty James over to the official. As you You see Ramirez get put down hard. Draw will be to the left of Kavetsky, one back by the Shamrocks. Good stick, tips that pass up and out of play. Minute 38 left to go here on the Papa John's PK. Draw will be in front of the currently occupied Tauros penalty box as Lindsay sits for the slash. Draw one back by the Shamrocks, but it goes all the way behind their net. Jockham's up on the pressure, creating havoc. Jockham's dogging the Shamrocks. They eventually look to skate it out. Pass thrown ahead on the near side. Sproul working against Zugek. Plays it behind the net, quick out front. Dawson with a good stick, broke it up. Jockham's finds it, carries ahead, looks to feed Zugek. It gets tied up with the linesman, so he couldn't play the puck. Shamrocks dump it in once again. Dawson up the wall, not out. Comes back to Dawson this time. He uses the higher part of the wall, and it does get by. 44 ticks to talk on the Papa John's PK. Shamrocks carry ahead, dumped in. Ring to the near side, Solomensky. Plays out on the far side. He banked it. It got through Rice. Shamrocks again control. Played ahead on the near side. Arm is up. This will go for icing. Wave it off. Not sure why. Tauros got to it first. They failed to clear, however. Tauros come full strength. It's held on the near side. Fluttered through the blue paint by Chung. No harm, though. Turned over by Ramirez. He cleans it up himself, keeping it away from Fask. Puck dug out by Rice. His shot's blocked. Fask trying to get to the net. Solominski takes it away, hands to Ori. Ori speeds ahead, gains the line, plays off far side. Shot, save made, no rebound given. It was Lindsay who had the flyby after the save. Sally B and the Chicago crew tuned in. Sarah and the rest of the Tims are aboard as well. 7.5 to play here in period number 2. Tauros lead 2-1. Spike getting outshot 24-10. Draw in the near corner. Shot save made, rebound punch to the corner, and now there will be a penalty called, and the Tauros will go to the power play. Shamrock fans voice their displeasure as Justin Bartley, the 06 defenseman from Chicago, is sent to hockey jail. Bodo Deerer watching in Australia. That might be the first check-in we've ever had from Australia. And if it is, that leaves just one continent left for us to get someone watching from. Tauros control. This is Ori. Shot from a tough angle doesn't go, and the rebound is gobbled up. 2-1 here in the second. Still 1:44 on the power play for the Tauros. This is far side. Edwards can't keep it away from a pair of Shamrocks. And it's sent down the ice. Bouncing puck. Eventually settled down and sent the rest of the way. This is Ty James behind the Toro net. Still a minute left on the power play for the Toros. James drops it back to Edwards. Edwards rings it. They caught the netting for a whistle. Draw in the offensive zone. Controlled by the Toros. Pikic leaves off far side. Prima drops it down low. Sidorov. Sidorov turns it back to Prima. Prima in the corner. Help from Jochums on the half wall. Aggressive PK from the Shamrocks. The Toros can break that initial pressure. They've got guys open, but once again they cannot. Toros control and neutral. This is Jochums dumping it down low. Sidorov trying to get it to the front. And now a clear attempt hit Prima in the back of the neck. Or did it catch him in the face? He is in serious pain down on the ice. We will send it out to a short commercial break while they attend to Artem Prima.
I am Alyssa Mack, and I do collections and loans at Aspire Credit Union.
My name is Amy Rasmussen, and I am the Member Experience Coordinator at Aspire Credit Union.
I think it's very important to give back to our community to show that we care. I think that we're very good at showing our members we care, and they see us out in the community.
What I like most about working at Aspire Credit Union, it is very family oriented. We feel like one big happy family, and Aspire knows that your family always comes first.
I'll always remember when I first started. I showed up to work and my whole office was decorated in Mexican theme because I was going to be going to Mexico. And I remember just being so shocked and like so honored that they did that for me. I just think that's really special that Aspire allows us to develop those relationships with our coworkers.
We do a lot of fun things. We have the best potlucks ever. Kind of brings us together, and everyone just kind of helps each other out.
Aspire to more.
At Northwest Tire, we're part of your community, and we want you to be part of our family. We're about more than tires. We're about superior customer service to keep your vehicles and equipment safely rolling down the road. If you'd like to join a company that truly cares for our customers and employees, come work with us and become part of our growing family. Apply at nwtire.com.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
Before you can respond to a loved one in the midst of an overdose, it's important to know what that looks like. Learn the signs of an overdose at behavioralhealth.nd.gov.
Opioids. Fill with care.
Welcome back inside the Prairie Lakes Ice Arena. End of a long stoppage. Artem Prima needed to be helped to the bench. I thought it was the puck that caught him up high. The puck did catch him up high, but it caused him to turn awkwardly, and I think his skate stuck in the ice. He seemed to be struggling to put weight on his leg as they went back to the bench. We'll see if we can't get an update from Presley on how Artem is doing. Near side, Ramirez dumps it down. The good news is he was able to, with help, get to the bench. They didn't have to bring out any kind of equipment, so hopefully nothing long term. Ramirez couldn't poke that free. Sproul has it. Carter Sproul's been killing the Tauros all weekend. Now a pass across. Podine batted it out of midair, but Russley able to keep the bouncing puck out. Lindsay hands to Ty James. Sproul tackles James. James and Sproul continue to tie up. Tauros still have possession in the offensive zone. Shot save made. Pikic carries down low after getting his own rebound. Eventually, puck banked ahead. Podine couldn't settle it down. Solominski couldn't either, and Boren sends it deep into the Toro zone. Fate plays it behind the net for Solominski. Near side, Ramirez, toss across, finds Fate. Fate carries over the red, and tries to make a move at the blue. It doesn't work. Now Pikic hammers it in. Toros touch up and pursue. Back on it is Chung. Shamrocks gather. Struck, cuts across the front of the net, and Russley makes the save. Dawson cleans up the rebound, getting it out to neutral. Back into the Toro zone it goes. Dawson moves it up the far wall. Ori touches the middle and Edwards. Edwards with speed, carries the middle of the ice, flips one in on net, tries to get to the front, and then gets mobbed, and now we're going to have a Donnybrook. Here we go, Edwards with Struck. And the linesmen step in as both players lost their buckets. Turns out Bodo Denier in Australia is Habla's nephew. Dave Van Lith listening from the recliner. As we get another look, Edwards made the save, and then the puck was still loose as he went to the front. He didn't chop the goaltender, but Struck took exception anyway. And for those of you playing our over-unders, I believe that will get you your fighting over. 52% of you took the over on that one. 96% of you took the over on first period goals. As Struck now gets sent off. I think the problem is Struck has the full shield. Struck's not supposed to fight. The Shamrocks will be shorthanded out of this. Struck gets the extra penalty. Casey Curley losing it on the linesman. The linesman doesn't make those calls. As we get another look. Casey Curley pointing up at the video boards. Doesn't matter. The referee can't use the replay. I also don't know what his argument is. Peyton Struck gets a game ejection for fighting. Now that's disappeared from the box score. Yep, nope, there it is. So it looks like it'll be a 5 and a 10 for fighting for Edwards. Peyton Struck gets a 5 and a game for fighting. They're still updating the box score. Struck picked up the extra roughing penalty. Press, I don't know if you're down there, if you could find out what exactly was called, why Struck, and it looks like right now just Struck was ejected. Edwards has the traditional 5 and a 10 for fighting, but if you could get an explanation for us, Press, from the score box as far as what all was called and why Peyton Struck was ejected from this game. We get another look. Edwards did his best not to make contact with the goalie. And Peyton Struck, you can see him wearing the full bubble. He can't fight. He removed Marlon Edwards' helmet. And then tried to fight Edwards, and Edwards can't do anything. Presley, you have an update for us?
Yes, Ken, I do. So Marlon Edwards has that 5 and 10 for fighting. And then the Shamrocks got the 5 and a game for game misconduct. And then there was a 2 for extra roughness is what that ended up being.
Awesome. If you have a chance to grab the officials and see what the difference is and why Struck was given the ejection as opposed to the traditional 5 and 10 for the fight, or maybe our coaches know as well. If you can find that out, that would be great during the intermission. This is the Tauros on the power play again. Ty James gloved that down, and then they'll say Mario Fate touched it. Then Carter Sproul slashed Fate. Sproul still over talking to Fate. It's a real captain move. Pick the smallest guy on the ice. Sidorov fends Sproul on the draw in neutral. One back by the Tauros, but it goes over Ty James' head. Ori turning on the far side away from pressure. Now we'll look to go up the middle of the ice. Ori chips it deep. Gets there first, moves it to the corner. Zugek throws it in front, no one home for the Tauros. And the Tauros will have to retreat and retrieve once again. Into the zone comes Fate, who then gets hit hard along the wall. Another delayed call coming as Ori was just hit in the face. It's a high stick. Tauros will have 54 seconds of 5-on-3. Will Tyler Ebner use his timeout to draw something up? So, 17 seconds left on the Struck penalty, being served, I believe, by Joe Rice. Tauros won't use their timeout. Shamrocks will send Sproul with Bartley and Smolsticks. Still haven't figured out how to say it. First time I've had to say it all night, though. Offensive zone draw for the Tauros. They win it back, but it gets by Owen Dawson. 50 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Ramirez into the zone. He'll ring it. Habla touches back to the point. Solominski comes across for Dawson. Dawson up top for Solominski. Solominski walks in. Wires. Save made. Rebound given. Jockums plays back to Dawson. Dawson looking for a lane. It goes wide. Solominski. Back to Dawson at the near point. Up top, Solominski walks in. No lane. Gives to Dawson. They've swapped sides to set up the one-timers. Dawson across. Solominski thought about it. Now he pulls it down. Shot. Save made through a ton of traffic by Kavetsky. Shamrocks, just 3 players on the ice. That's 1 for each petal of a Shamrock, despite the 4 petals in the Shamrock logo. Shamrocks traditionally a 3-leaf clover, not a 4-leaf clover. Shamrocks get 1 player back. Zugek cuts the middle, hands off. Fate, shot save made, rebound loose. They hack, and finally it's covered up. And now we'll have more pushing and shoving after the whistle. Draw will be to the right of Kavitsky. So we get another look at that last rush. Tauros now up to 18 shots on goal in the game. So they've had 10 in the last 10 minutes. Just 45 seconds left in the period. 55 on the power play as Ty James got pulled down and the rebound cleared all the way down. 36 seconds left. So the Tauros will either score or finish the period on the power play, barring further infraction. Up ice, tipped by Zugek, so no icing. Gavin fires at the length. Russley out of his net to stop. Long toss ahead. Vickland's pass is tipped to the Shamrocks, and they send it back down the ice. Final 10 of the period. Russley to Fate. Ahead for Ori. Ori into the zone. Shot, save made. Rebound to the corner. The horn sounds to end the period. Tauros will have 11 seconds of wraparound power play time on Kurasai's high stick. They lead this one 2-1. Players linger at center. Hopefully everyone's on their best behavior. It looks like there will be no further incident. Meanwhile, Presley will be ice level with someone shortly. Until then, we can take you through some of the out-of-town scores outside the division. Danbury falls to New Hampshire 4-3. The Wranglers get a 3-0, or have a 3-0 lead over the Ice Wolves. Maryland trailing Maine 2-1 at the start of the third. 2-1 Johnstown over New Jersey after 2, and I think Presley is ready for us downstairs. Press, who do you got for us?
Yes, I have Jakub Ablo right now with me, and Jakub, tell me, how big was that goal to build the momentum?
Yeah, I think it was a good goal. We just start playing better then, and it keep going like we need to play, be physical, and we would win.
And then what is the game plan to take control of the game in the next period? You know, it's a close game right now, so how do you want to take control?
We need to play simple, like goes to the net, good net front shot, and we don't score. And need a good emotion on a bench.
All right, thank you. Back to you, Ken.
Thank you, Presley. That'll do it for period number 2. When we come back, it'll be Olivia and I with the Four Bears Casino Lodge Intermission Report after these messages on the Minotauros Network.
The Four Bears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Ackerman Esvold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Esvold, working to enhance your everyday life.
Circle Sanitation is a locally owned family business providing quality waste hauling services since 1980. We provide service to residential and commercial customers, as well as roll-off service for large projects and construction sites. We are dedicated to providing excellent service at competitive prices without deceptive contracts or hidden fees. For more on what Circle Sanitation can do for you, call us or visit circlesanitation.com.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
Hi, I'd like to add my new motorcycle to my insurance policy, please.
Greetings. Is it a moped or unicycle?
No, it's a motorcycle.
Unicycling enhances core body strength.
No, it's a motorcycle. It has 2 wheels, a seat, handlebars.
Does it have rocket boosters?
Can I speak to a live agent?
Impossible. All agents have been neutralized.
At Farmers Union Insurance, technology is important, and so is finding the best options for our clients, person to person. Farmers Union Insurance. Local agents, more options, great rates.
All right, Genty, time to learn the option play.
Come on, Coach. I know how to run the option.
Applebee's new Ultimate Trio. Mix and match 3 apps with 3 sauces, like shrimp, boneless wings, onion rings with sweet chili, blue cheese, and marinara. Or wonton tacos, waffle fries, and riblets with honey mustard, ranch, and honey barbecue. Or brew pub pretzels, mozzarella sticks, and waffles.
How many combinations are there?
There's over 80,000.
Applebee's new Ultimate Trio. Choose 3 apps and 3 sauces for $14.99. That's eating good in the neighborhood.
All right, we are back. Just finished up a second period. I would say an insane 20 minutes of hockey we just watched, if you'd even call it some of that hockey.
Yeah, it felt like 3 periods in one, right? Shamrocks dominated the beginning portion. Tauros had to kill a couple penalties. Then all of a sudden the Tauros started picking momentum. The Habla goal that kind of came out of nowhere. And then all of a sudden the Shamrocks, once they fell behind, lost their cool and start taking penalties. We have the fight. We have a player ejected. And meanwhile, Tauros still lead 2-1.
Right. I know, as long as we're winning, Ken, that's all I say. Obviously, we can go over some players to watch today. You picked Jockums, is that correct? And it looks like Press picked Kenny to watch. I feel like both of them have been showing off out there. What would you say?
Yeah, I think Gabe Kenny's had another strong game in his first weekend as a Toro. Good defensive zone player. He also had a shot on the rush that looked, he might have one of the heavier shots of any of the Toro defensemen. We'll see if he can unleash that more throughout the third period and upcoming weekends. And Jockums has been a key cog of that penalty kill. He's looked good tonight, hasn't scored. Needs to get one here in the third to keep that scoring streak alive. He scored each of the last 2 games for the Tauros.
Super impressive. And then yesterday, you had picked Dane Ramirez. I'd picked Philip Wilkin. Again, I feel like both of them today are also, looking great out there.
Yeah, Dane's game has grown significantly from last year. Just a couple of goals last year for the Tauros, including one in this building. He hasn't netted one this weekend, but he has been all over the ice. He's been a strong part of the Tauros penalty kill. He's looked good at 5-on-5 as well. He looks to have a little bit extra burst compared to previous seasons. So looking for a lot more from Dane over the course of the year. And what more can you say about Vikland? He's looked fantastic. He did get hit earlier, so and then he stayed out and had delivered a hit at the end of the shift as well. So some physicality to his game that maybe we didn't see earlier in the year.
I was going to say the exact same thing. And then Dane, like you said, I feel like we're seeing this speed from him that maybe we hadn't seen before. You know, I was at main camp, and it stuck out a little bit, but I feel like since the season started, especially even since preseason, we're really seeing that, you know, punch right off the game, which is super impressive, something we're always looking for. We're going to send it out to a break, and then when we come back, we'll get, oh my goodness, my bad. We'll get you guys the out-of-town scores.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Ackerman Esfold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Esfold, working to enhance your everyday life.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Find your plan today. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue, carry on.
Hey Minotauros fans, welcome to Caves, your home ice advantage for home technology, home convenience, and home entertainment. From game day on the big screens, to smart home upgrades, to keeping your house secure, plus car audio and a huge selection of game room gear and accessories, our team sets you up with a winning game plan. Stop by Caves in Minot or visit us at cavesnd.com. With Caves, you will always be in the game. Go Minotauros.
If you're taking a prescription opioid, please don't drink. Mixing alcohol or another drug increases your risk of overdose. Know how to be safe at behavioralhealth.nd.gov.
Opioids. Fill with care.
If RPMs raise your BPMs, if the open road is an open invitation, then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Go windows down. Go volume up. Go in. Go out. Go off. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
And we are back. I totally forgot, just apparently want to jump right in and talk about the second to show highlights from the second. So let's go ahead and take a look at those right now.
Tauros opened the scoring in the first period. A nice play on the rush. We'll see the puck eventually makes its way to Artem Primo, who carries up that far side and just blows by the defender with speed and rifles one just under the crossbar, but over the goaltender's shoulder. It went in and out of the net so fast, I didn't even see that it was a goal live. Thankfully, the official did, and the Tauros led 1-0. Shamrocks strike back. Who else? It's Carter Sproul finding a loose puck, using defenders as a screen, and tying the game. But then in the second, the only goal that was scored belonged to Jacob Habla. Another goal on the rush. Beats the defender wide, and a shot from a really tough angle, and I'll be honest, that's one that goaltenders in this league should not be letting in.
You know, I would say the same thing, too. I was taking pictures down there, hit in and out, you know, shocked, and their celebration was incredible. So, obviously, we're looking to push that going into the third. We're going to show you guys some of the out-of-town scores. We have the Austin Bruins versus the North Iowa Bulls, second intermission. Bruins still leading 3-1. Bismarck against the Mallards. Bismarck is still leading that one as well, 3-1 as well. Seems like a common theme here, but then change-up hits with St. Cloud Norseman playing the Aberdeen Wings, tied 2-2. Obviously, that game we're rooting for Norseman a little bit more, just hoping because we'll see Aberdeen next weekend. Obviously, we don't want that team to win. We're going to also look back at the Forebears over-under. Ken, the first one was total Tauros first period goals set at half, which won.
Yep. Yeah, Presley and I both took the over during the pregame show, and that one hit. Tauros shots on goal wasn't looking good midway through the second, but 27.5.
You guys both took the over on that one. Bless you there. Presley's laughing at us. You guys both took the over there. Obviously, we still need to get a couple more, but, I mean, comparing shots on goal, obviously we're at 18 there. At, what does that say, Ken, 26?
27.5 is the number, so Tauros need to get
about 10 more
to get the over. We both took the over there, and then Fighting Majors called. We already know that one went over.
Yes, yes. Presley took the under on that one, and we were quick to, you know, prove that one wrong and hit that over. Then going on to the McDonald's trivia, the question was, with 25 career points, Ty James is the Tauros active leader. How many Tauros have 25 or more career points?
I'll let you guess. I know the answer.
You always know the answer, Ken. It's kind of tricky here.
I write
like
the Tauros trivia question. I write the question.
Maybe I should write it one week.
But, yeah, this is one I didn't know before this evening. Or before this morning when I wrote the question. I had to look it up myself.
I'm going to go 106.
Presley took 103. Fans, of course, remember, you can get your guess in, not just in the McDonald's Tauros trivia, a chance to win a free lunch from our friends at Dakota Drive McDonald's, but also get your guesses in. Well, too late today for the Forebears Sportsbook over-unders, but the interactive games, they open at 10 a.m. on game day. So you want to get in there, make your Forebears over-unders guesses bright and early, get an idea of how you think the game is going to go. And if you get all three right, you're entered to win a stay-and-play package from our friends at Forebears Casino and Lodge. That gets you a room at the hotel. It gets you chips for the casino, some free slot play, a voucher for the restaurant as well. So a fun package. I am fortunately, and you unfortunately, unable to win. But Toro fans can. I know I've talked to a few who have cashed it in and had a good weekend. Especially, I know a couple people who have won a couple nights and they turned it into a full weekend out there. So go ahead and get your guesses in on that bright and early on every Toros home game, or every Toros game day, home and road.
Must be nice to win.
Yeah.
Must be nice. Not me, not me. You know, going into the third, we're obviously, that was a long, you know, second half of the second, I would say. Tensions are definitely high in the building. I don't think a single person has left yet. It is still packed in here. Definitely going to get loud and rowdy. You know, we had coaches yelling and players yelling. It's going to be a loud one. So, Ken, what are your thoughts going into the third?
Well, you know the coaches are upset when I can hear Casey Curley yelling all the way up here in the press box, even though I have a headset on.
Clear as day.
But, you know, it was certainly a frustrating period for the Shamrocks, who started that period so well, right? The Shamrocks had, I think, the first 8 or 9 shots on goal in that period. Devin Russley looking like the Devin Russley from Austin last year, playing fantastic. Toros go and get a quick goal, and after that, the wheels really came off for the Shamrocks. I don't think the intermission could have come at a better time from a Shamrocks perspective. They're able to go back, get in their locker room, regroup. Meanwhile, the Toros hopefully will come out and have that same momentum they had for the final 5 or 6 minutes of that period, because the Toros looked like a much better team for that final little bit of the period.
You know, I think every game we're seeing them grow more and more and more and becoming the team that we need them to be. That chemistry is definitely there on the ice. Obviously, they're resetting right now, and keeping that momentum going, like you said, is going to be key coming into this third. I think it's going to be a rowdy one, and hopefully we'll have some good action. But
we talked about it during the last intermission. You and Press getting able to sit there and watch the film session, and how even though the Tauros have gotten positive results the last 2 games, there's still a lot to work on within the systems. Tyler Ebner and Mike Meredith walking the guys through what they're doing wrong, what they can do better. And I think we've seen some of those lessons, and obviously we don't want to reveal the Tauros system to the other team, so I'm not going to walk through the exact adjustments.
Step by step.
You guys saw saw the coaches implementing those adjustments and those corrections, and I was down there for a bit of it too, and looking, myself just watching this game, looking to see if the guys are doing it. They are. Those changes have been made. So it's good to see not only are the Tauros talented enough, but they're also smart enough hockey players that they're able to get that coaching this afternoon at about 2 o'clock and implement those changes this evening. Has it been perfect? No, but it's certainly better than it was last night.
I agree. I think the biggest thing, like I said on the first period intermission, is asking questions, and we saw that during film today, bouncing off each other, building off each other, and I think that's going to be huge going into the entire season. Being a team and being on the same page, obviously, is definitely something we're looking to see, and hopefully, obviously, in the third, we're going to see that. Shots on goal, I mean, crazy that we're at, what does that say, Ken? 18, and they're at 26. Obviously, for Rustley, that's a great look for him, but hopefully, defense, we can get maybe a couple less going into the third. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I'd love to see the Tauros just come out and put their foot on the throat of the opposition, not literally, but it's a really bad idea with skates on.
Yeah,
but,
careful there, Ken.
Come out and really just put this game away, right? You don't want to see a period start like the second period started, where the Shamrocks have all the momentum. I want to see the Tauros come out and dominate. I'd like to see them hold the Shamrocks to 5 or 6 shots in this third period, play most of the game in the offensive zone, and really not give the Shamrocks a ton of hope. They do have 11 seconds of power play time to start the period, and not much you can do with that. But ultimately, hopefully the Tauros can come out and play a good third period, limit the chances against, and show that once they're playing with a lead, they can keep a lead.
All right, we're going to send it out to a break, and we'll see. Ken will hear you guys back out here.
I am Melissa Mack, and I do collections and loans at Aspire Credit Union.
My name is Amy Rasmussen, and I am the Member Experience Coordinator at Aspire Credit Union.
I think it's very important to give back to our community to show that we care. I think that we're very good at showing our members we care, and they see us out in the community.
What I like most about working at Aspire Credit Union, it is very family oriented. We feel like one big happy family, and Aspire knows that your family always comes first.
I'll always remember when I first started. I showed up to work and my whole office was decorated in Mexican theme because I was going to be going to Mexico. I remember just being so shocked and so honored that they did that for me. I just think that's really special that Aspire allows us to develop those relationships with our coworkers.
We do a lot of fun things. We have the best potlucks ever. Kind of brings us together, and everyone just kind of helps each other out.
Aspire to more.
At Northwest Tire, we're part of your community, and we want you to be part of our family. We're about more than tires. We're about superior customer service to keep your vehicles and equipment safely rolling down the road. If you'd like to join a company that truly cares for our customers and employees, come work with us and become part of our growing family. Apply at nwtire.com.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
Before you can respond to a loved one in the midst of an overdose, it's important to know what that looks like. Learn the signs of an overdose at behavioralhealth.nd.gov.
Opioids. Fill with care.
The Four Bears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Ackerman Espbold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Espbold, working to enhance your everyday life.
Circle Sanitation is a locally owned family business providing quality waste hauling services since 1980. We provide service to residential and commercial customers, as well as roll-off service for large projects and construction sites. We are dedicated to providing excellent service at competitive prices without deceptive contracts or hidden fees. For more on what Circle Sanitation can do for you, call us or visit circlesanitation.com.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
Hi, I'd like to add my new motorcycle to my insurance policy, please.
Greetings. Is it a moped or unicycle?
No, it's a motorcycle.
Unicycling enhances core body strength.
No, it's a motorcycle. It has 2 wheels, a seat, handlebars.
Does it have rocket boosters?
Can I speak to a live agent?
Impossible. All agents have been neutralized.
At Farmers Union Insurance, technology is important, and so is finding the best options for our clients, person to person. Farmers Union Insurance. Local agents, more options, great rates.
All right, Genty, time to learn the option play.
Come on, Coach. I know how to run the option.
Applebee's new Ultimate Trio. Mix and match 3 apps with 3 sauces, like shrimp, boneless wings, onion rings with sweet chili, blue cheese, and marinara. Or wonton tacos, waffle fries, and riblets with honey mustard, ranch, and honey barbecue. Or brew pub pretzels, mozzarella sticks, and waffles.
How many combinations are there?
There's over 80,000.
Applebee's new Ultimate Trio. Choose 3 apps and 3 sauces for $14.99. That's eating good in the neighborhood.
All right, Genty, time to learn the option play.
Come on, Coach. I know how to run the option.
Applebee's new Ultimate Trio. Mix and match 3 apps with 3 sauces, like shrimp, boneless wings, onion rings with sweet chili, blue cheese, and marinara. Or wonton tacos, waffle fries, and riblets with honey mustard, ranch, and honey barbecue. Or brew pub pretzels, mozzarella sticks, and waffles.
How many combinations are there?
There's over 80,000.
Applebee's new Ultimate Trio. Choose 3 apps and 3 sauces for $14.99. That's eating good in the neighborhood.
A better smile isn't just about how you look, it's about how you feel. At Prestwich Orthodontics, we believe straight teeth lead to more than confidence. They lead to better health, higher quality of life, and a stronger you. From Invisalign to braces, our care is built around improving your life, not just your smile. Because when you feel good, you live better. Start your journey today at mynotbraces.com.
Welcome back inside the Prairie Lakes Ice Arena. Tauros lead the Shamrocks 2-1. Back to working left to right on your TV, computer, smart device. your imagination if you're only listening to the audio feed. However, you've got this game. We're glad to have you aboard as the Tauros look to sweep the Shamrocks here on Saturday night. Just 4 seconds left on the power play. Nichols plays back to the point. James sweeps across to Kenny. Kenny, shot tipped wide. Rebound to the near side as the Shamrocks come full strength. Ty James keeps it, just flips it deep. This is Podine and Sidorov. And Sidorov's going to go to the box for the way he put Podine to the ice. And as the Tauros touch, the whistle goes. And the Tauros go to the Papa John's penalty kill. It's a hold. So we get another look, courtesy of the Shamrocks. Shamrocks control. Minute 55 on their power play. Comstock leaves off far side. Bartley across. Taken away and cleared by the Tauros. It was Solominski. Comstock back on it. He leaves for Carter Sproul. Sproul has 3 of the 4 goals the Shamrocks have scored against the Tauros this weekend. Looking for his 4th, and he cannot get it. .19:05 to go here in the third. The Grandies are listening from Tampa on Mixler. Draw to the right of Rusley. Lays free. Picked up by the Tauros. This is Jochums pushing play. Short-handed shot, save made, and the rebound held just a second too long, which will give the Tauros an offensive zone draw. Jochums had the short-handed game winner last night. Long shot goes wide for Ty James. This is Carter Sproul. Shot, it's in. He walks to the middle and wires one to the top corner, and this game is tied as the Shamrocks score on the power play. Here's another look. Tauros let the most dangerous player on the opposing team walk to the middle of the ice on the power play and wire one over the glove of Rusley. Dawson dumps it in, but it's Gavin who takes over. Lindsay leaves for Fate, whose shot is blocked up and out of play for a whistle. So we get another look at that goal by Sproul. Gets Rusley moving from his left to his right and then shoots it back to the left. Jim Olson asking how Artem is. We have not been able to get an update. This is Ori, a backhand flip, goes to the near corner. Ori getting absolutely worked over while he's on the ice as well. Chung plays to the far side. Another shot that hits traffic and caroms to the near side corner. It ends up on net, and again, Kvetsky was trying to use the glove to play it, and again, the whistle went. Draw will be Controlled by the Tauros, but taken away by Fask. Far side, walking off the wall. Rice shot, save made. Chipped ahead. This is Prima, so that's good news for the Tauros. Artem Prima out taking his usual shift. Puck freed up. Vikland plays the middle. Zugek with a shot that missed wide. Dumped in by the Tauros. Shamrocks have it though. Comstock plays ahead. Back on it, Ty James. Swats to the far side. Kenny missed his target with the pass, and it'll be dumped right back into the Tauros zone. Rustley out of his net, stops it. Sproul lurking, so he plays to the far side. It ends up to Sproul behind the net. Sidorov pins him. Kenny finds it and flips it down the ice. It'll go for an icing. Draw to the right of Rustley. .16:49 left to go here in the third. We're tied at 2. Long shot sails wide. Out to neutral. Nichols ahead. Sidorov touches for Ramirez. Ramirez breaks wide, tries a shot. It deflects up and out of play. Draw will be to the right of Kvetsky. Controlled by Shamrocks and played out. Sent down the ice again, and it gets to Rustley, who pokes it. Sidorov plays back to the corner. This is played across. And that went for an icing. Icing's brought to you by our friends at Minot's Finest Collision Center. .15:53 left to go in period number 3. Habla wins the draw back. Lindsay can't corral it though. Gavin does. Gavin, former Toro fan, dumps it in. They work in the near corner. Taken away by Habla. Banks ahead, not out. Pajkic finds it and feeds Jockums. Jockums dances into the zone. Shot blocked to the corner. Follow-up try goes through the blue paint. Pajkic to the middle of the ice and Solominski. Long shot, save made. Rebound given. Comes to the near side. Jockums just wins the physical battle. Wilcox steps in and takes it away, but it's poked free by Lindsay. Lindsay leaves it behind the net. Jockums was peeling off to change, so the Shamrocks get a free clear. Far side, it's dumped in by Enrito. Rung to the near, and the Tauros jam it out to neutral. Habla didn't see the pass coming. Bartley ahead, taken away by Ori, but he didn't know he had it in his skates. He couldn't settle it down and ended up giving it right back. Ramirez leaves for Ori. Ori chips it deep. Comstock keeps it away from Ramirez. Fates pressure. Pokes it ahead. Ori frees it up, but Fate didn't see it coming back to him. And the puck jammed down the ice. Arm is up. They'll wave off icing. It's the Toros play. Not out. Picked off by Rice. Looks to walk in. Forced wide as Kenny went down to a knee. Up to Comstock at the point. Thought about it. Then plays across to the near point. Shot coming. Blocked out front by Kenny, who's playing without a stick. Kenny able to retrieve the lumber while the Shamrocks work in the corner. Up top to the point. Shot wide. Battle in front of the net. Kenny goes down. Shamrocks still hold. Chung dances in. Shot blocked by Fate, who went down to a knee. Shamrocks pressuring. Shots 30-20. Meaning period totals would be 2-2. This is a loose puck in front, and Kenny able to bank it out to neutral. Ramirez takes it away. Ramirez tied up and eventually taken away. Chung may have gotten away with a hold on that. Meanwhile, dumped in. Dawson leaves back to the near side. Vicklin tries to tip it ahead, but it's picked off. Good pressure from the Toros forces the Shamrocks out to neutral. Gavin dumps it back in. Turned over, but the Toros clean it up. And now Zugek pressuring, cuts to the middle, leaves it back for Vicklin. Shot gloved and held for a whistle. Gavin and Vicklin jousting. Sproul and Zugek there as well. Good play by the Toros on the rush. We've got, is this our media timeout? I think it is, so we'll head down to Presley, down at ice level. Press, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Ken. I was able to speak with Mike Meredith in between periods, and I just want to know, how was the team handling that pressure in such a close game? And obviously now it's tied up, so pressure is definitely on. And he said that he feels like they're handling it well. They just have to continue doing so. And then he also stressed how important it is to stay disciplined in the next 20 minutes. You know, it's really important to be the disciplined team in this battle and just handle themselves professionally to come out on top. Back to you, Ken.
Thank you, Presley. That discipline missing for just a moment as Sidorov took a penalty, and Sproul made the Toros pay with his 4th goal on the weekend. They only have 5 goals against the Toros all weekend long. So if the Toros can contain Sproul, I feel they have a decent shot at getting this one. But right now it's 2-2 with 12:55 to play. Zugek and Sproul on the draw. It's caught in the linesman's skates. Eventually dug out by Bartley. He'll try the far side. Pikic steps up and forces him to just play out to neutral. Toros take over there. Solominski feeds Prima. Prima into the zone. Keeps possession only for a moment. It's poked away. It'll roll into the near corner. Bartley trying to keep it away from Vicklin. Vicklin pushes him into the boards. It's back around to the near side corner. Toros continue to pressure. Zugek couldn't keep it in the zone after chopping it out of midair. And he thought Prima was out of the zone. The linesman disagreed. And the whistle goes. 12:20 to play here in the third. Toros, Shamrocks, deuces until the next goal comes, and we hopefully avoid overtime with a long drive home. This is picked up by Habla. Habla wide. His shot deflects up and over the crossbar. Near side corner. Kurasai plays ahead. Kept at the line by Ty James. No. The Shamrocks bench called that offside. The linesman was letting them play on. The whole bench yelled, and suddenly the whistle went. Kurasai and Habla on the draw. Habla wins it back. Feeds Kenny. He fires one in. It'll check up at the side of the net. Gavin finds it, throws ahead. Kenny finds it, backhand swat to the corner. Jockums falls down. Now he's lost his helmet. He's got to go to the bench. That relieves the pressure for a moment for the Shamrocks. Kurasai plays up the near side wall, carried in by Dimberio. Dimberio behind the net. Tries a shot that goes wide. Gavin from the corner. Shot save made, and the rebound poked the length of the ice. Can Ori save icing? He cannot. The whistle goes. The Tauros won't be allowed to change. The good news, Jockham's helmet will get back to him on the bench, and he'll be eligible to return. Tiffany Russell says, every time Ken starts This Is and slightly pauses, we sing the song Absolutely by 9 Day. They've sang it 5 times now. That is not information you should give me, because now that will happen at least 10 times a game. Carried ahead by Ori. Fed up ice for Lindsay. Shot wide by Ori. Boren sends it down the ice. This is Preem after it. Hit hard behind the net, taken away by the Shamrocks. They try to feed Sproul. Tauros break it up. Loose puck pinballs around. Stickless player for the Shamrocks kicks it along. And now this is Podine. Plays it behind the net for Sproul. Sproul looking to center. Doesn't get through. Lindsay pokes at him, but it's up top for Comstock. Comstock comes across. One-timer, save made. Rebound given to the far side. Podine. Preem up ice. It hit Ori in the skates. It's turned over and not out of the zone. Preem delivers a hit, and the Tauros take it away. Ori looking to skate it out of the zone. Was short of center when he chipped it. Can he save icing? He cannot. The Tauros change will be undone. 625 seconds left here in period number 3. Tauros still sitting on just 2 shots on goal. 6 for the Shamrocks, including the game tire from Carter Sproul. Tauros take their timeout on the back-to-back icings. I think that's a strong use of the timeout by Tyler Ebner. Tired players trapped out there. Momentum certainly in favor of the Shamrocks. Chance to regroup. See if we can't get some score updates from outside the Prairie Lakes Ice Arena. Looks like Aberdeen is up. Is that game tied now? Up. Showing zeros again. All right. Let's see what the other broadcasters have texted. Bismarck is up 4-1. Austin wins 5-2. And last I got from St. Cloud's broadcaster, the fine Jared Becker, it is 2-2 after 2 in the Odie. Tauros control, play to the far side, bouncing puck. 2-2 the score here as well, with 612 seconds remaining. This is dumped in on the near side. Rusley out of his net, plays it, hands to Solomensky, touch to the far side. Tauros bank it ahead. Gavin picked it off. Solomensky broke up that pass. Gavin gets it back and flips it to the Tauros zone. Solomensky across for Pikic, up to the near side, and Prima. Prima in by a step. Prima wires. That missed high and wide. Rebound kept by Viklund. Viklund on the near side. Can't keep possession. It's Solomensky in neutral. Gives to Prima, who gets taken down. This one sent down the ice. No icing, so Rusley out of his net to play. Pikic lost it behind the net. He was trying to bank it across for Solomensky. It didn't connect. Put out front. Save made. Rebound there. Comstock couldn't pull the trigger. Good recovery by Pikic to get out to him. This is Enrito in the corner. Enrito getting held up there. Tauros catch a break. Zugek didn't get called for it. Solomensky in the corner. They'll battle. 540 seconds to go as it's dug out. Zugek turns off pressure. Gets as far as the neutral zone. Tauros take it back. Prima lost the handle. And Bartley tried to fire it up ice. It hit his own man, Pitola, who's then fires one off the referee. Eventually, Enrito finds it, gains the red line, dumps it cross corner into Owen Dawson's zone. Dawson ahead for Vickland. Vickland had it poked free, but finds Prima in neutral. Prima breaks wide, fans on a shot, second try, save made. Puck carried in behind the net. Chung digs it out, plays to the near side, and Sproul. Sproul forced to turn by pressure from Nichols. This is the end of the ice you want Sproul in if you're the Tauros. Carter Sproul plays ahead on the near side. Bodine apparently touched it to negate the icing, but the Tauros are on it first. Hoisted out to neutral. Bouncing puck punched deep into the zone. Gavin and Nichols come together. Ramirez tries to wall it off. It gets by him. Borin and Sidorov. Sidorov frees it up for Gutensberger. Gutensberger carries into the zone. His mates are all changing, so he'll just roll it deep. Wilcox on it. Leaves it to the near side. Played back around to the far. Jockums gets there. Gutensberger will find it in neutral. Looks up ice, he's got Jockums. Jockums chips around Comstock, looks to chase it down himself. Wins it, tries to play back up the wall to Lindsay, who didn't catch it cleanly. Now, with numbers, Kurasai goes the other way. He mishandles the puck into the corner, a break for the Tauros. North Dakota time, 7:01 left to play here in period number 3. We're still even at 2 as Russley makes a save through traffic. Jockums finds it, gets taken into the wall, still manages to win the battle and hand off to Lindsay. Lindsay dumps it in from the red line. It checks up behind the net for Chung. Chung leaves back to the near side corner. Comstock keeps it moving. He feeds Demberio. Demberio punches it deep into the zone. Dawson comes to him. They play to the far side. Gavin from the point with a shot save made. Rebound cleaned up nicely by the Tauros. And now Fate hits the line, spins it across. He's got Ramirez. Ori got taken down when sliding into the goaltender. The net came off and the whistle went. So they say Ori got dumped into the goaltender, so the draw stays in the offensive zone. 6:21 left to play here in period number 3. Tauros getting outshot this period, well, by a lot. Shamrocks had 16 shots, 11 in the first, 15 in the second, so that would be 26. That means they're out shooting the Tauros 8-2 in this period as we get another look at that last offensive chance for the Shamrocks. Well, that was earlier. That was the one Pikic defended nicely. Rice and Fate on the draw to the right. Quick shot off the draw. Doesn't go for Edwards. It got tipped up and out of play. Tauros got exactly the look they wanted. And it's time for the media timeout. We'll keep it here. It is now 3-2 Aberdeen in the third at the Odie Ice Center. Wings trying to improve to 6-1. And again, Austin improves to 4-1-2 with the win over North Iowa, who is 4-2-1. Way too early look at the standings as of now. The Wings 5-1 are in first place. Austin now in second, 4-1-2. North Iowa 4-2-1. St. Cloud 3-2-1, which means if the Bobcats are 3-3-0. And the Tauros 2-3-1 in sixth. If the Tauros can come back or get the win here, not even come back, they're not trailing. The Tauros can get the win, and Aberdeen holds on. The Tauros will be tied with St. Cloud for fourth, although I think that Bobcat-Mallard game not final either, so if the Bobcats hold on and win, they'll jump both teams. This is a draw in the neutral zone, it would appear. On an offside play, I was busy looking at the standings. I didn't even see what happened there once play restarted. Zugek and Sproul on the draw. Zugek wins it cleanly back. Solominski dumps it in. Shamrocks get last change since they're the home team. Shot blocked. And this is Prima. Toss across to the near side. Vicklin gets hit hard. So it would seem, at least to me, that Shamrocks are trying to get the matchup of Zugek's line against Sproul's line. This is Zugek into the zone. Poked away from him. Patella on it. His pass was partially blocked. Dumped back in. Deflects on net. Spun out to neutral by Enrito. Taken back by the Tauros. Prima into the zone. Wide. Shot deflects up and over the goal. Gutensberger tries to keep it in the zone. It's broken up. It comes back to him. He'll just flip it back in. Delayed offside. So Tauros have to peel back. It's rolled into their zone, and we'll just have a quick cover by Russley for a whistle. Draw will be to the left of Russley. Misplay at the blue line is going to allow Ori out. Shamrocks won the draw, but the defender fell down. Ori couldn't take full advantage. They work in the corner. Edwards and Ori working a two-man game. Rice walls off Ori. Edwards there. It squirts free. It just missed fate. Kenny keeps it. Works it down low. Ori turning in the near, or make that far corner. Near for me, far for you. Based on press box position versus camera position. Flicked ahead. This is Ori. Hands off to Ty James. James tries a shot that's blocked. Carries down the wall into the near corner, does James. It gets by Rice. It'll roll all the way to the far side. Shamrocks delay. Bartley will just hoist this out to neutral. Fire wagon change for the Shamrocks. Shot kicked away by Kavetsky. Lindsay up on the pressure, jousting along the boards. He and Kurasai exchange cross checks. Fate steps in, but the puck's ahead. Good takeaway by Jockums. Jockums swats it deep into the zone. Lindsay after it. It's poked up the wall, kept by Pikic. Sweeps to the near side. Solominski. Shot blocked. It'll carry him to the far side. Wall touched cleverly by Kurasai. Jammed up ice. Richmond tries to work wide. Carries in around behind the net. Richmond banks back to the point. Wilcox comes across. Gavin shot blocked by a sliding Jockums. Puck comes to the middle. Another shot deflects wide. Richmond shot up off the glass. Far side. Solominski ahead. Puts it into the skates of Lindsay, who carries the red line. Gets rocked as he dumps it in. Habla up on the pressure. Wilcox rings it back to the far side. Sproul watched by Nichols. Plays to the near side, Gavin. Gavin moves it up the near side wall. Shot gloved and held by Russley. Palindrome on the clock. 2:42 left to play here in period number 3. We're still tied at 2. Tauros getting outshot 36-23. Draw to the right. Of Russley, flipped ahead. Nichols trying to save icing, he cannot. So the draw comes back down into the Tauros zone. One back by the Shamrocks. Shot gloved and held by Russley. Toro fans, don't just follow the team socials. You should also be following, if you're on Twitter or X, Edward Neiman, EDWARDNIEMAN1. He gives much better live updates than I can while doing play-by-play. This one up top. Pass blocked by Vickland. Jam play at the side of the net doesn't go. Handed off to Sproul. Sproul would love to end it with his hat trick goal. Meanwhile, it's up top. D to D. Long shot blocked by Prima. He'll just flip that down the ice. Puck is on edge. It won't go far enough for icing. Vickland up on the pressure, forces them back to the bench side. Pass up ice, finds Boren. Boren trying to feather one through for Rice. Catches a spinning puck. Tip play, doesn't go. Nice job by Russley to stop that quick developing play. Comstock back on it. Tauros ring to the far side. Edwards frees it up. Vickland. 87 seconds left to go. Poked free for Fask. Kenny reaching. Breaks up that rush. Then feeds Edwards. Edwards given time. He comes across. Zugek make that Vickland into the zone, but the stick handle at the line put Edwards in offside. Just another look at that tip play that Russley kept out of the net. Draw controlled by the Tauros, dumped in. Kvetsky mishandled. Edwards puts it out front. D to D. Piket's with a shot, save made. Rebound there and shot just wide by by Fate. Shamrocks out to neutral as we have just 45 seconds left to go. Final minute of play brought to you by our friends at Northern Plains Equipment. Tauros just roll that out to neutral. D to D. Shamrocks up ice. That hit a leg, so no icing. Pikich back on it. Pikich looking for Prima, able to tip that down the ice. They wave off icing. 20 seconds left. Feeling like next goal win territory, whether it's before the horn or in overtime. Taken away, Wickland falls down and just swats that towards the goal. It'll roll on net. Pressure from Zugek forces Kvetsky to cover and hold. 8.7 seconds left to go here in regulation. Can Tyler Ebner dial up the right face-off play? Sidorov with Ramirez and Nichols. Carter Sproul on the draw for Watertown. Sproul wins it sideways, and the Shamrocks will pin it in the corner, content to earn just their third point of the season and take this one to extra time. We're going to send it out to a quick commercial break. 2-minute break, and we'll come back with overtime. Tauros, Shamrocks 2-2 on the Minotauros Network.
I am Melissa Mack, and I do collections and loans at Aspire Credit Union.
My name is Amy Rasmussen, and I am the Member Experience Coordinator at Aspire Credit Union.
I think it's very important to give back to our community to show that we care. I think that we're very good at showing our members we care, and they see us out in the community.
What I like most about working at Aspire Credit Union, it is very family oriented. We feel like one big happy family, and Aspire knows that your family always comes first.
I'll always remember when I first started. I showed up to work and my whole office was decorated in Mexican theme because I was going to be going to Mexico. I remember just being so shocked and like so honored that they did that for me. I just think that's really special that Aspire allows us to develop those relationships with our coworkers.
We do a lot of fun things. We have the best potlucks ever. Kind of brings us together, and everyone just kind of helps each other out.
Aspire to more.
At Northwest Tire, we're part of your community, and we want you to be part of our family. We're about more than tires. We're about superior customer service to keep your vehicles and equipment safely rolling down the road. If you'd like to join a company that truly cares for our customers and employees, come work with us and become part of our growing family. Apply at nwtire.com.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
Welcome back inside the Prairie Lakes Ice Arena as we get ready to start 3-on-3 overtime. They go to the long change. Tauros will go Edwards, Fate, and James. Of course, the Shamrocks throw Carter Sproul with Podine over the wall. And Comstock behind them. Five minutes of 3-on-3. If that doesn't settle it, we go to a 3-round shootout. This is Ty James as the Tauros control the draw. Sproul was pressuring. James drops for Edwards. Edwards into the zone, has it poked off his stick. He's taken into the wall. Two Shamrocks there. Edwards taken down. Tauros backhand try, save made. Ty James couldn't find the rebound, and it sent the length of the ice. Russley comes out and fires it ahead. He missed Edwards, who was trying to glove it down to the stick. Shamrocks on it. This is Sproul. Sproul forced to turn by Ty James. Leaves it down the wall for Podine. Podine just takes it out, and the Shamrocks are going to change. Into the zone with speed. Oberchetta tripped up. Edwards gets away with one. Shamrocks fans tried to call it from the stands. It doesn't work that way. Into the zone, taken away. Edwards drops it back for Fate. That allows James and Edwards to change. Pikich. Jockums, and now Fate to the bench. Full fresh unit on for the Tauros. Zugek carries ahead. Looks to beat a defender wide. Zugek goes down. Help from Jockums. Jockums trying to come off the wall. Has it poked off his stick. Races on the other way. Fask turning. And now he'll pull it back out. Zugek takes that away. Hacks it towards the cage and can't get it to go. And the whistle went, and Kvetsky was trying to play it because Zugek lost his stick going for that poke check. 2:54 in overtime. Sidorov, Ori, and Solominski. Sidorov tied up on the draw. Ori can't scoop it out. He's forced to the corner, played up the wall. Shamrock start up ice. It's Struck, looking into the middle. Shot fought off by Russley. It was Rice who was driving the net. Solominski has the rebound. Solominski gets by Rice. Gains the zone. Drops for Sidorov. Sidorov around behind the net. Gets ridden off the puck. It caroms to the far side. Shamrock falls down behind the play. Solominski directing traffic. Struck across. One-timer goes up and over. Rebound hacked to the open side. Ori finds it. Ori with speed gains the line. Hits the brakes. Tries to play to the middle. A good break up there by Rice, but the puck caroms deep into the zone for Fate. Fate plays up top for Ty James. James. He'll leave the zone now. James delays. Looks to get in. Shamrocks converge on him and take it away. Ty James working down low. Gets walled off. Shamrock player lays on top. They need a change. Meanwhile, Podine mishandles, lost it to Fate, who just swats it ahead for Pikic. Pikic gains the line, but lost the handle. Sproul took it away. Carter Sproul up the middle of the ice. Sproul, shot save made, rebound. Given to Pikic. That's the last guy you want to have that kind of space and time. Thrown ahead. Edwards tripped on the blue line trying to get that pass. Carried into the zone. Jam play doesn't go. Good job by Russley to get the paddle on it, but still with possession is Chung. Roy Chung leaves for Sproul. Sproul down to the corner. And Podine. Podine up top. Plays it down the corner for Chung. Chung working on Pikic, who falls down. Chung, side of the net. Taken away by Fate. He'll use the glass, but a bad carom off his stanchion stays in the zone. They drop it to Podine. Podine driving the net. Jam play doesn't go, and Pikic wisely just hacks it to the wall. Edwards gets there first. Tauros will play some keep away. Unfortunately, the Shamrocks get a change. Edwards delays. 18 seconds left. Edwards gives to Zugek. Zugek attacking while the Tauros change. 10 seconds. Zugek into the zone. Zugek drives the net. Backhand try doesn't go. And the Tauros can't hack the rebound into the open side. Just 2 seconds left. We are heading to a shootout. 3-round shootout. So, Tauros lost their only shootout of the season. It was in Game 2 against North Iowa. The Shamrocks this will be their first shootout of the year. Unfortunately, Tauros went Wickland, Prima, and those were their only 2 shooters. There's a save for Wickland and a miss for Prima. Russley allowed two goals on 3 attempts. This will be Zugek. Wide to his right, delays, cuts back across, stuffs it, and he can't get it by the leg of Kavetsky. First shooter for the Shamrocks is Zach Boren. Boren picks up. He'll carry in on his forehand slowly. Cuts across, shot it's in. Five-hole on Russley. Next up for the Tauros, Mario Fate. Fate on his forehand, doesn't break very wide, delays, cuts across, shot, it's in. Mario Fate. Pulls the Tauros back even. Carter Sproul up next. Chance to put some pressure on the Tauros. 4 goals on the weekend for Sproul. Walks in, wires it's in. And some fans throw hats on the ice. This isn't actually a hat trick. Shootout goals don't count. But we'll have a delay here before Luca Ori tries to keep the Tauros alive. Only the second season here. Their fans will learn shootout goals don't count for a hat trick. This is Ori. He needs to score to win. Ori delays. Shot, save made. Tauros fall in a shootout. Tauros lose the shootout. They fall 3-2 is the final. Tauros will be 2-3-2 as they head to Aberdeen to take on the first place Wings next Friday night. We're going to send you out to a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the Farmers Union postgame show here on the Minotauros Network.
The Four Bears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Ackerman Esvold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Esvold, working to enhance your everyday life.
Circle Sanitation is a locally owned family business providing quality waste hauling services since 1980. We provide service to residential and commercial customers, as well as roll-off service for large projects and construction sites. We are dedicated to providing excellent service at competitive prices without deceptive contracts or hidden fees. For more on what Circle Sanitation can do for you, call us or visit circlesanitation.com.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
Hi, I'd like to add my new motorcycle to my insurance policy, please.
Greetings. Is it a moped or unicycle?
No, it's a motorcycle.
Unicycling enhances core body strength.
No, it's a motorcycle. It has 2 wheels, a seat, handlebars.
Does it have rocket boosters?
Can I speak to a live agent?
Impossible. All agents have been neutralized.
At Farmers Union Insurance, technology is important, and so is finding the best options for our clients, person to person. Farmers Union Insurance. Local agents, more options, great rates.
Welcome back inside the Prairie Lakes Ice Arena. I am Ken Oda. You've got the Farmers Union postgame show. Tauros lose in a shootout. They do salvage a point, but it's a game the Tauros led 2-1 entering the third period. You hate to only walk away with 1 point against the Shamrocks, who pick up just their second win of the season. take a look at the Tauros' goals in regulation. First, it was Artem Prima who got the party started. Puck played ahead on the far side, and then Prima, from a nasty angle, picks a spot on Kvetsky and gave the Tauros a 1-0 lead. Then in the second, after Carter Sproul had tied it, Tauros played ahead, and Habla takes a shot from the top of the near circle that somehow gets through Kvetsky, and the Tauros led 2-1. Unfortunately, in the third period, once again, Carter Sproul would bite the Tauros, scoring his 4th goal of the weekend. I haven't seen the box scores from around the league, but I got a feeling he's going to be a star of the week for the Central Division. 4 regulation goals and the shootout winner. But we've got a couple interactive games to pay off. The Forebears over-unders, Tauros total first period goals, that goes over the .5 number. Tauros total shot on goal, 27. The number was 27.5, so that goes under. And Fighting Major called 1.5, that goes over as well. Your winner is John Kowitz. John Kowitz picks up the win on that one. Then on the McDonald's Tauros trivia question, with 25 career points, Ty James is the Tauros active leader. How many Tauros have had at least 25 points in their career? The options were 100, 103, 106, or 109. The correct answer was 103. 51.6% of players at home had the correct answer. Mark Corey goes away with the free lunch from our friends at Dakota Drive McDonald's. Once again, Tauros fall 3-1, or 3-2, I'm sorry, in a shootout. They get 3 of the possible 4 points on the weekend here in Watertown. Next weekend, we come right back down to South Dakota, but we'll be at the Odie Ice Arena as the Tauros take on the Aberdeen Wings, who are in first place. Until then, hope you all have a good week. For Presley Davis, Olivia Tosto, Hunter Sporton, Kobe Brault, and Cody Campbell. I'm sure he wishes you a good weekend as well. Edward Neiman and myself, Ken Oda. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast in spite of the outcome. We'll talk to you Friday from the Odie.